Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Early morning stream. Just thought I'd get this out before, college football kicks off today. As you guys know, it's rivalry week, man. It's rivalry week. It's the day, it's Friday, it's Black Friday. A lot of y'all will be out there shopping. Hopefully, you guys listen back to the show while you're out there in this chaos. Probably ain't nothing left. A lot of people started shopping last night. But the matter at hand, the transfer portal. We're going to talk about that this morning. As you guys know, certain players have already put in their transfer portal letters. And we're going to talk about who's possibly next on that list. Who's going to hit the transfer portal next? Who's going to be the guy to pull the trigger? Who's going to jump ship? Who's going to say enough is enough? I can't take it no more. Who's going to say I don't fit this culture? I think I got a better chance getting some playtime somewhere else. We're going to talk about all that this morning. Now, before we get into all that, make sure you guys hit the like button. Make it a habit. As soon as you click on the video, hit the like button. If you're watching right now on your phone, you see the chat, exit the chat. Hit the X button on the chat, hit the like button, and click right back in on the chat. It's that simple. Yeah. So, anyways, guys, the transfer portal. Let me go ahead and pull up transfer portal real quick. As you guys know, dropped a video last night about Keyshawn Washington. Keyshawn Washington is a safety, came in 2020. Only played in like a couple of games, like maybe 3 games or so. Only racked up like 3 tackles since he's been at Miami. So it's not somebody that, you guys are very familiar with on game day. But nonetheless, he came down to Miami and Florida State. He chose Miami. And, here we are today hitting the transfer portal. It is what it is. So I'm going to bring up this list real quick so you guys could get an idea, if you haven't been paying attention lately, of who's already in the transfer portal. So let's do this. So as you guys can see, 247 Sport hasn't updated it quite as well as they should, but whatever name's missing on the list, I'll give it to you guys. So that happened before the season, kind of irrelevant. But Gilbert Frierson, he was the first one to jump out on 11/16, on the 16th of this month. He was the first one to jump out and put his name in the transfer portal. Then you got Alan Hay. He also put his name in the transfer portal. Now, names that's not on this list. Thad Franklin, he put his transfer portal. He put it in. Jalen Harrell, he put it in. He's a safety. Keyshawn Washington, of course, last night, he put his in. And a lot of people is anticipating that Keyshawn Smith will put in his. Parents kind of had a little issue during the season with, especially the Georgia Tech game when Miami was like whooping the brakes off Georgia Tech. All the rookies are, freshmen got in, except for Kamari Rogers. So we'll see how that goes. Not quite sure if Kamari Rogers' name will be in the transfer portal, but I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. His parents were on Twitter going ballistic. So let's get off of 247 Sports and let's head on over to the Miami Hurricane roster. Now, I would like for you guys to participate as much as possible. I'm going to go through this whole roster. We're going to go through this roster. And you guys, I want you to participate. I want you guys to tell me, as I go through these names, who do you guys think will hit the portal and who will stay? Now, I am going to give you guys my thoughts and my opinions on who stays and who goes. I got a whole list of them, courtesy of a buddy of mine. But anyways, let's go through it. As you guys see on the screen right now, I have the Miami Hurricane football roster up. And we're going to go through it. We're going to go through position groups. I'm going to do it in position groups, not by number. We're going to do it, stay in position group so we can have this thing kind of organized a little bit. Don't just want to run through randomly. But let me go through the chat real quick to see who all's here with me. So we can do a quick roll call before we get this thing started. Like I said, guys, as you guys are coming in, I see more people are coming in the chat. Make sure you guys hit the like button. That's the best way to support the channel. If you want to support the channel financially, you can always hit the super chat, or you could check out the bottom of the screen where you see the stuff is strolling. The Cash App is down there. The PayPal is down there. Also, guys, tasteoneboilpeanuts.com. Use promo code T2Y to save you $5 off your order. That Taste One Boil Peanuts is a company created by former Miami Hurricane football player Lance Leggett. So, guys, make sure you go over there and support our own. All right. So, Armando, what's going on with you? D. Malo, I think that's what they said. T2Y, good morning, my guy. Transfer portal is wide open after this season. Not just after the season, it's open right now. The 5th, that thing should be flooded. That thing, if Miami beat Pitt, it might slow it down a little bit for us. Some of the players might actually, want to play out their, bowl game and stuff like that before they enter the portal. But if we lose the Pitt, season's over, then you'll start seeing them coming in by the masses. A lot of them will hit it right away. A lot of them is just waiting out till the end of the season, though. Some of them have already made their decision, though. Todd, what's going on with you? Lamar, what's good with you? 49ers are the better. Nobody cares about the 49ers, bro. My Rams whooped their ass last year. Went to the Super Bowl and won the championship. How about that? But good morning, my guy. Autism Awareness for Life. What's going on with you? Good morning, my guy. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Yeah, man. I'm a little bit sick, got a little cold or whatever, but hey, I'm gonna make it through. Raiders, Steelers, Canes. What's going on with you? This season, no different than when Butch Davis took over. We're in the dumpster. Butch didn't build a 2001 team overnight or in one season. Mario is going to get it done. I agree with you 100%. It's not me that need convincing, though. It's the rest of this fan base. It's the rest of the fan base that think that, hey, this shit should happen overnight. We should be like a one-hit wonder. Mario is not trying to do that. Mario is trying to build this program to win championships and compete each and every year. He's not trying to be a LSU with a one and done or anything like that. No, we're trying to build a dynasty here. We're trying to be like the Georgias and the Alabamas and the Ohio States and the Clemsons right now, because those are the ones that's constantly competing. They're constantly mentioned when it comes to competition. But it is what it is. Kyle, what's going on? What you say? Hammer Kings. It's Hammer Gangs. Hammer Gang. Gang. But hey, Hammer Cane's a word too. But it's Hammer Gang. Because we always hit the nail on the head. All right. Anyway, but let's get into it. So I've already put it in perspective here. First up is the wide receiving group. Romello Brinson. Romello Brinson is his first name on this list. Now, you guys can let me know in the chat. Do you guys think Romello Brinson will be in the transfer portal? Now, I'm not quite sure if you guys heard the rumors and the drama behind the name Romello Brinson. I heard about this information. It's been about a week now. Didn't want to come to YouTube and, spread negativity and all that kind of stuff, especially in not having the full details behind it. But rumors, and I must say this is alleged, that Romello Brinson was telling recruits not to come here, not to come to Miami. That's the rumor. Now he has gone on Twitter to defend his name and tell people to stop, spreading rumors and accusations. But there's a rumor out there that he was telling the recruits that not to come to Miami. That's tough. That's tough. But if that is the case and that is true, then I do believe that Romello Brinson will hit the transfer portal. Now he has said that he's not leaving. He's never hitting the transfer portal. But we'll see how that goes. We'll see. Keyshawn Smith. Do you guys think Keyshawn Smith will hit the transfer portal? Me personally, yes, 100%. It's very clear that he's going to hit the transfer portal. When? That's the question. When will he make it official? That will be the question to me. His parents has said things on Twitter, deleted certain tweets. USC's been mentioned and stuff like that. I'm not quite sure if since the whole not being happy at Miami thing has him and the coaching staff and his parents talk. Maybe they change his mind, or maybe they say, "Hey, man, if you don't want to be here, just go take your shot at the portal. Go take your shot at USC or whoever." He is from the Cali area, so we'll see how that goes. Xavier Restrepo. I don't think Restrepo is going anywhere. He's a third-year sophomore going into his junior year. Restrepo's a dog. I think he bleed orange and green. I don't think Restrepo will go anywhere. Frank Ledson Jr. Heavily targeted this year. Fourth-year junior. I do see him coming back for his senior year. Haven't been a great season for him. The production and everything that you guys was expecting, we didn't really see, especially against Clemson. You would think in that game, he would show out, Clemson being his former team and everything like that. But the verdict's not out on him. Brashard Smith. Didn't see much of him, but I do believe that he'll come back. I'm not sure if he would want to hit the portal. I think he'll definitely come back. Now, you guys can let me know what's your thoughts and opinions on Brashard. Guys, don't be scared to get in the comment section and let me know who you guys think is not gonna be here. Who you guys think is gonna hit the portal? Don't be shy. We Miami. We're not shy. So y'all get in that comment section. Let me know. Brashard Smith. Do you guys think he would hit the portal? It says, what the F is wrong with these Canes? It's a lot that comes with putting that U on your helmet. Certain people hold it to different standards. When you got a guy like Mario Cristobal in here, when you got guys that's won championship, that knows what this program should look like and will look like, you don't take crap from nobody. From nobody. You don't bend for none of these players. You don't bend for them. How you do anything is how you do everything. That's Mario Cristobal's motto. That's what he's been saying since he got here. Mario never came here promising us anything. When asked about this team and evaluating this team, he said, we ain't there. We ain't there. We got a lot of work to do. Clearly. And as you guys seen throughout the season, we got a lot of work to do. Some of you guys want to brush it off and say, hey, it's the coaches, it's the players, it's this, that, and the third. You got to think about it. Mario came in here, brought a whole different system. The offense is not living up to the hype. It's not what we thought it would be. A lot of us thought it could be better, but you got to understand we're going from a spread to a pro style. Now, keep in mind, all the players that came in that learned under Mario this first year, all the freshmen, you see that they've been striving. You see they've been, getting the hook of everything, in the offense and defense a lot better than the guys that's been here under Reed Lashley, they're unlearning everything that Reed Lashley taught them, so they don't look too great out there. On the defensive side, the younger guys that's learning under Steele, and that's from day one now, you see the difference. They don't have to unlearn everything that they was taught by Manny Diaz. So, of course, with more the recruiting class that we got coming in, they'll learn also under Steele and under Gaddis, and things will look a lot better next year. Not saying that we're going to go from, let's just say we beat Pitt this week, we win 6 games. Not saying that next season we're going to win 10, 11 games. It's not going to work like that. We're going to be a very young team. This team is going, if you guys are patient enough and watch it develop, in the next 3 years, this team will be in all the conversations, competing for ACC championships and stuff like that. So you just got to give it time to cook. You got to give it time to cook. Some of you guys don't want the food to cook. You don't want it to cool down before you eat it. You just want to put all that hot grease in your mouth and go. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. But anyway, back to this, man. Next up, you got Jacoby George. Jacoby George. I don't think Jacoby George is going anywhere. If you do, you can let me know in the comment section and why. But I don't think he's going anywhere. He was injured this year, thumb injury from what I was hearing. I think he stays. I don't think he's going to hit the portal. I think he stays. Isaiah Horton just came in this season, of course, getting developed. Came in with Mario. I don't think he goes anywhere. Like I said, he'll be learning from Gaddis right now and next season. So you'll see a lot of improvement in those guys. They won't be out there second guessing themselves. So I definitely think he'll come back. If he does hit the portal, I'll be surprised. I'll definitely be surprised on that one. This guy, Josh Marilio, I don't know who that is. Probably a walk-on or something. Not going to address his name because I really don't. I've never heard that name before, to be honest with you guys. Bryson Robertson, probably another walk-on also. Not familiar with him. A lot of these guys seem to be walk-on. Michael Redden the third. We've seen a little bit of him this season, and then like towards the end of the season, it's like we didn't see him on the field much. Started off a little shaky, and then like I said, drifted away in the season. I think Michael Redden will definitely hit the transfer portal. I'm not sure if he'll still be here. 6'2", 202 pounds. Redshirt 30 or redshirt freshman. I'm not sure if he'll be here next year, but I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it if he's here. Jefferson Walls, haven't heard much about him at all. He might actually be like a walk-on or something. Never heard anything about him. Kobe Young, definitely. I think Cody Young will be here. Tremendous athlete, tremendous receiver. Came in from the JUCO, learned pretty quick. Finally got on the field. Showing a lot of upside. I think he'll be here. I think he's bought in. So I definitely think he'll be here next year. I don't think he hit the transfer portal. This is a guy that Gaddis has been praising. And when he finally got on the field, he's pretty much been our go-to guy at receiver, to be honest with you. All right. Those are your receivers, man. Like I said, some of these guys, if they do hit the portal, I'll be surprised. Let's talk tight ends. Jaleel Skinner, I don't think he goes anywhere. He's a freshman. Came in with Mario's been getting play time. Been showing a lot of lot of areas that do need to be improved on, but I see Jaleel Skinner here for the long run. I see him buying into what Mario and Gaddis has to offer and everything like that. So I definitely see him, staying put. Seth, never heard of him. Probably a walk-on guy. Robert, never heard of him either. Probably a walk-on guy also. Um, Elijah Aurora. I definitely think he'll be back. Definitely. Injury kind of plagued him this season, but he got a lot of upside. I think what Mario and Gaddis got going on, especially utilizing the tight end, and he's a good blocker. I definitely think he'll be back. Um, Khalil Brentley. This one is tricky. I want to say that he hit the transfer portal, but then again, I seen him, get a little plate time last week. Did get a touchdown from Garcia, the only touchdown we scored against Clemson. Might be getting a lot more role in that offense, so not quite sure on him yet. The verdict for me is not out on him yet, but if he continue to get play time, continue to be utilizing the offense, I don't think he would go anywhere. If the coaching staff could promise him or give him more of a role in the offense, I think he stays. Um, Will Mallory, he's out. He's going to be leaving this year. He's a fifth-year senior, so his eligibility is up. So Will Mallory will be gone. Don Memorelli, haven't seen much of him. He's a third-year redshirt freshman. I honestly think he's going to hit the portal. To be honest with you guys, I honestly think he's going to hit the portal. Go somewhere else, have a lot of eligibility time to establish himself somewhere else. I do think he hits the transfer portal. I could be wrong, but I don't have anything. I don't have anything to say that he would stay. I haven't seen anything from him production wise. So I definitely think Don Memorelli will hit the transfer portal. Um, Gabriel, never heard of him. Probably a walk on. All right, so safeties. Safeties. James Williams, sophomore. I don't think he hits the portal. A lot of you guys have been very critical on James Williams throughout this year about his playing habits or whatever, tackling and all that other stuff. It's all over the message boards. All the complaints about James Williams this, James Williams that. Should he be a safety? Should he go down to being a linebacker? The aggression, the penalties, the boneheaded mistakes and stuff like that. I think James Williams stays at Miami. I don't think he hits the portal. I think he's a guy that's bought in. I mean, I think he's also, willing to learn and willing to improve under Mario and the coaching staff. I don't think he runs away from, being coached hard or anything like that. That's just my opinion. But I don't think James Williams go anywhere. Avante Williams. Now this one is tricky. This one is tricky to me. Avante Williams. Earlier on in the year, we saw that Avante Williams, wiped away all his Miami Hurricane stuff. We saw him get, less time on the field. We've been seeing more of James Williams and more Cam Kitchens. And, for a second, we was like, oh, he was only on special teams. So Avante, I don't want him to go. But on his behalf, I feel like it's 50-50. I feel like it's a 50-50 thing, whether he stays or go. I haven't seen him, thrive under this defense. He's getting it down. He's still learning it. But my question is, how willing is he to learn? Now, he's a third-year senior. I'm not senior, I'm sorry. Third-year sophomore. So he definitely got, 2 more years of eligibility. So for me, Avante Williams is a 50-50 thing right now, based on what I've seen this year. Could his mind has changed? Could things turn around? Yeah, but I'm gonna keep him on I'm gonna keep him on a lookout kind of base or whatever. Jalen Harrell, he's already hit the transfer portal. Like I said, he's a third year freshman. That COVID year, was a free year for a lot of players. So, and a lot of them redshirted and stuff on top of it. So eligibility is there for a lot of these guys. Um, Jalen Harrell, he has 3 years of eligibility. So, good luck to him wherever he end up. Kane Thing 24, good morning, my guy. OG Kane, what's going on with you? Good morning. All right, so Cam Kitchens, he definitely not going nowhere. He's thriving under this defense. I mean, Cam Kitchens right now is looking like a All-American safety in this defense. He's actually leading the NCAA in interceptions and everything. He's been solid. His performance, his grade as a safety, everything's been going up. I don't see him going anywhere. If Cam Kitchens would have hit the transfer portal, my whole world would be flipped upside down. That would be the biggest surprise of my life. I don't see him going nowhere. Keyshawn Washington yesterday hit the portal. Third year freshman, red shirt. Got 3 years more of eligibility. So we'll see how that works out for him. Like I said, it came down to us in Florida State. So don't know if Florida State want to double back around for Keyshawn Washington. Another safety here, Brian Balaam. I definitely see Brian Balaam hitting the transfer portal. I definitely think he will. If you guys think otherwise, you can put it in the chat, and you can tell me why you think Brian Balaam would stay. But I definitely think Brian Balaam will hit the transfer portal. I don't see him, coming back. To be honest with you, now he is a third year redshirt freshman, so this is a kid with 3 years of eligibility. If he decides to hit the portal, he'll have 3 years of eligibility, to get it done somewhere else. Don Chaney Jr., third year redshirt freshman. I don't think he goes anywhere. This is a guy that's been banged up. We haven't seen him play literally this whole season. Injury has plagued him this season. I don't think he hits the portal. I think Don Chaney stays. Could be wrong. I'd be very surprised if he leaves, but I don't think he goes anywhere. Jalen Knighton. My thoughts with Jalen Knighton is up and down. We've seen his struggles this season. We've seen him, come back from those struggles and start to look like the Jalen Knighton that we've seen in the past. He did have his moment where he wanted to enter his name into the transfer portal, and then he took it back. But for me, knowing all of that, I'm gonna go 50-50 on Jalen Knighton, whether he stays or goes. Hopefully he does stay, but for me, it's definitely 50-50. Montreal, what's going on with you? He said we in talk with Washington. Yeah, like I said, Florida State. It came down to Florida State and Miami for Washington. So if he were to go to Florida State, I wouldn't be surprised at that. I wouldn't be surprised. It came down to Miami and Florida State. So if Keyshawn Washington were to transfer to Florida State, I would not be surprised. When he goes, if he does do that, after that, it's like, all right, well, good luck. Now, hopefully, every season we'll beat the brakes off you. Hopefully. Florida Trucker, what's going on with you? G4 say, what about Kamani? Kamani is committed to Miami right now. Until Kamani signs on the dotted line, I have no comments on Kamani. You know how recruiting goes. It ain't official until they sign on the dotted line. So, I believe Kamani is all Miami, but, I'm going to wait till signing day before my verdict goes out on any of those guys that's committed, or even the guys that's not committed, or, the guys that Miami's trying to flip. I think the roster stays since that. I think Rooster stays since Thad left. Yeah, I think Rooster. Like I said, Rooster for me is 50-50. It all depends on how he feel at the end of the season. How if he feel like he'll be utilized, in the offense a lot more, given more, play time. Hopefully he'll improve upon like not fumbling the ball because that's been his issue. That's what's been getting him bench. Put that work in and stop fumbling. Trevante Citizen, um, I don't see him leaving. I don't see him going anywhere. This season for him was a dud because he was injured. He got injured in practice or whatever, and we never saw him this season. I don't think he goes anywhere. I think Trevante Citizen is a running back with a lot of upside. Long as he's developed properly at Miami, I think he'll be fine. I don't see him going anywhere. Now Terrell, he's a walk-on running back. Not quite sure about him. Not gonna really talk about the walk-ons. Henry Parrish, he's a third-year sophomore. Came in from Ole Miss with Kevin Smith. Other than injury, Henry Parrish has been playing pretty well for us. Been our number one running back all season. I don't think he goes anywhere. I think he stays. Thad Franklin, he's already hit the transfer portal, so good luck to him wherever he lands or whatever. He's a sophomore. He got like 2 years of eligibility. Wherever he wants to go, good luck to him. Lucius Stanley, he's a transfer JUCO. Got a couple snaps, got a couple runs this season. I don't think he'll hit the portal. All right. Never heard of him. Isaiah Caldwell. I think he might hit the Cashwell. I'm sorry, he might hit the transfer portal. He's a fifth-year redshirt junior. I don't see him, getting any significant play time to where he would stay. So, yeah, Cashwell. I'm sorry, Isaiah Cashwell. I see him hitting the transfer portal. Like I said, fifth-year redshirt junior. So I don't see him getting any significant play time at Miami to really stick around, unless he's just here for his education. Then that's a different story. What up, T2Y? Do y'all cover Avante Williams? Yeah, we talked about Avante Williams a little bit earlier. My thoughts on Avante is 50-50. It's 50-50 on him. You said, "Damn, T2Y up early." Yeah, man. Today, I just want to get this show done. Talk about this portal. It's a lot of football going on today, starting at 12 o'clock. It's a lot of games on. It's rival week. So I want to get this out the way. I know a lot of you guys will be eating your leftovers and watching college football all day. So decided to get this transfer portal show out the way. Guys, make sure you guys are hitting the like button for me, please, and thank you. We got like 80 people in here. Hit the like button. Let me see. Another running back. I think he's a walk-on. We're not covering walk-ons, guys. We're not covering any walk-ons. So, talk about the guys that's, got pretty much a name behind them. Quarterback-wise, quarterback. Tyler Van Dyke. Third-year sophomore. If he were to hit the transfer portal, he'll have 2 years of eligibility. Now, Tyler, I don't know which route to go with Tyler. I could see Tyler coming back. I don't see him hitting the portal. I could definitely see him coming back. I think if he does come back, this will still be his offense to command. So I don't see Tyler leaving. Unless Ja'Cory Brown, and we haven't seen Ja'Cory Brown, took that step to say, hey, he's definitely the guy. I think Ja'Cory Brown got a lot of upside, but I think he's he's got some mental things to do. So I definitely think I think Tyler Van Dyke will come back. I think this will be his offense to command. Neither Jay Garcia nor Jakari Brown has shown anything to say otherwise. So I definitely can see him coming back. Jakari Brown, definitely see him coming back. Like I said, they're giving him the opportunity to play, to go out there and showcase his talent, to show what he can do, and they can also evaluate on what they need to improve on, in his game. So I definitely see Jakari Brown coming back. Jake Garcia, as you guys know, Jake Garcia is one of my favorite players. Now I must say, unbiased opinion, I could see Jake Garcia being 50-50. I could see him leaving, you know, going somewhere else to get a better opportunity. He is a redshirt freshman, so he'll be going into his sophomore year. I could see him leaving. I could also see him staying, you know, buying in, working on all the, mistakes and everything, the development that he needs. So I could definitely see Jake being a 50-50. I could see him if I see him hit the transfer portal, I won't be surprised. But if he stays, I won't be surprised either. I know Jake is relentless, and I know he's going to, battle through whatever competition he got to go through. I know it looks shaky. But hey, it is what it is. Yeah, a lot of people think um, that Jake's going to leave. I think it's 50-50. I can see it. I can see it going both ways right now. Ryan Hill, good morning, my guy. What up with Leonard Taylor? Leonard Taylor, I don't think Leonard Taylor is going nowhere. I don't see Leonard Taylor leaving. There's a lot of conversation going on behind Leonard Taylor's name, but I don't think he's leaving. I think Leonard Taylor is going to thrive at Miami. I don't think he's leaving. He's shown a lot of upside this season. I mean, just need to be polished a little bit more, but I don't see him leaving. I see Steele's. I could see Kevin Steele putting this guy in the league, and even if it's not Kevin Steele's, anybody on this staff could see him going to the league. I think he's a guy that can play on Sunday. I agree 100% with what Kevin Steele said about him. I don't see Leonard Taylor going anywhere, but we'll get down to it. T2Y up early with the bad energy. I don't know what kind of energy you talk about. I ain't got no bad energy. Listen, any player that want to leave Miami, feel free to do so. Nobody's holding a gun to any of y'all head. Nobody's begging you to stay. Nobody's begging you to leave. If you want to leave, you can leave. I know a lot of the fans got some players out there that if they could, they would go down to Miami right now, open up one of them portal things and push them in there. So it is what it is. But no bad energy from me. Go Bucks. Michigan sucks. Good morning, my guy. What's going on with you? Man, Buckeyes fan. How you feel about Florida State flipping y'all quarterback? I know y'all don't miss him. I see his Elite 11 tape. I know you don't miss him. Yeah, say LT not going anywhere, right? I agree with you. You say why LT plays so little snaps? Actually, he's played a lot of snaps. Now this system that they're running is basically to put the players out there to give them the best chance to make plays. According to the analytics behind all of that, I think they try to put them out there when they have the most energy or some crap like that. But Leonard Taylor will be fine. He got plenty of snaps, and in his snaps, he has been pretty productive. So I think he'll be fine. Kings Dolphins 1989. What's going on with you? Let me see. You said, how did y'all get this bad? Hey, it's a rebuild, my guy. I can ask you the same thing up there at Florida. How did y'all get this bad? Didn't y'all just lose to Vandy? Don't worry about how bad we are. Y'all just lost to Vanderbilt. Think about that. Let that sink in. Vanderbilt. Y'all got y'all own problems. You say you a dog. Then why you got all this Florida? Oh, you still got the Mullen thing in the. Wow. Let's talk about us living in the past. But anyways, back to our schedule programming. Um, Peyton Matoka. Peyton Matoka. I can see Peyton Matoka hitting the transfer portal. Um, don't don't really see any any upside to him getting on the field. To be honest, I think he's just a depth chart guy. I think if Peyton Matoka want to play football seriously, I think he might need to leave Miami. I think he might need to leave Miami. Tyler Van Dyke went down. Jay Garcia looked bad. Um, Jakari Brown hasn't been stellar, and we still haven't seen Peyton Matoka touch the field. I think that's a sign within itself. Peyton Matoka hit the transporter. I wouldn't be mad at him. I wouldn't be surprised either. But yeah, um, quarterback here, Jaden. Never heard of him. Most likely walk on. Not really going to talk about any punters and kickers. Headley. Um, Headley should be leaving. So shout out to Headley, Lou Headley. Been tremendous here for us punting the ball. We saw him punt the ball more times than we needed to, but when he did punt, he was solid. So shout out to him. This is last go at it. So Pitt. If we beat Pitt, then he'll have a bowl game to play. But if we lose the Pitt, that'll be lose last game. So salute to that guy. All right, so offensive linemen. Let's get down to the trenches. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Lawrence Seymour. I see Lawrence Seymour hitting the transfer portal. You guys can tell me if you don't. If you see otherwise, I can see him hitting the transfer portal. DJ Scaife, he'll be up out of here. He's his eligibility is up. Lawrence Seymour, like I said, he's a redshirt freshman. I can see him hitting the transfer portal. I can see it. Jakai Clark. I think he'll stay. He's been plagued a lot with injuries. Fourth year junior. I think he stays his last I think he stayed his last year. I don't see him hitting the transfer portal. He's still got a lot of upside as long as he can stay healthy. I think Jakai will stay. Let me see what you guys are saying. Facts. Seymour's gone. Yeah, I think he's gone. It said, what you think about Avante Williams 50-50? I can see him leaving and I can see him staying. Reason for staying, got a lot of upside. He'll be more productive in this defense because he's done learned a lot more in the defense or whatever. This year he's been kind of lost on that field. He did show some frustration during the year, taking down all his Miami stuff off social media and stuff like that. So I can see it being 50-50. It's up to him whether he buys in and put his head in the playbook. Said, imagine Avante at safety and Kamani at corner. Yeah, that'll be tough. That'll be tough right there. Hopefully, Kamani signs. Hopefully, Avante stays. It all depends. Said the DB room getting thin. Yeah, but keep in mind, these guys are leaving, but guys will be coming in too. The question is, who will be coming in? That's the question. Said, what up with Corey Flagg? Malik and Popo said they come to take positions. I love that attitude from Malik and Popo. I love the attitude. Come in to compete, come in to play. Ain't nobody on this team in that linebacker position other than Wesley that's shown that, they're going to hold down a spot. Corey Flagg has been up and down all season. He's done pretty well with the run, the run defense, but as far as coverage wise as a linebacker, he's lost out there a lot of times. So them positions are definitely open. I could definitely see Malik, Bryant, and Raul coming in here and possibly competing for a spot in their first year. They're not coming here to sit behind guys. They're coming in here to compete to play. Mario's not selling these guys anything otherwise. All right, so you say stop the cap. Where's the cap, and what part of what is it? Me that's capping, or is it anybody else or whatever? All right, Inez Cooper. I don't see him going anywhere either. He got a lot of upside. I can see them developing him a lot more. He definitely needs some work, definitely. But I see him sticking around. Jonathan Dennis, don't see him going anywhere either. I think he sticks around. You got Matt. I think Matt is a walk-on. Not quite sure what'll happen with him, but I definitely could see him sticking around. Zion Nelson. Oh, man, this is a tough one to evaluate. Injury plagued him this season. I could see him leaving, but it wouldn't be to the portal. I think he would be more to, try to go into the league. I could also see him coming back for one more year. So I don't see him hitting the portal, basically. So, we are talking about the portal. I don't see Zion Nelson hitting the portal. I could see him possibly going to the league or staying. So I could see him staying here, or if he does decide that he wants to leave, it'll definitely be to the league. But I don't see him hitting the portal to go somewhere else. Could be wrong, but I don't see it happening. Let me see what you guys are thinking. Bro, you up early. Yeah, man. Like I said, it's a lot of football to be played today. Trying to get this show, run through the whole roster real quick with you guys. See where, people heads at with this team, who's going to hit the portal. It's going to be a lot of portal guys. You probably, I want to say you're going to get a transfer today. I've heard a few things, but I don't have solid information yet to actually drop a video on this guy. But you definitely will probably get, by the end of today, another transfer kid. Can't put out anything yet, but don't be surprised if you see a video drop later today. Jalen Rivers. I don't see him in the portal. I think he got a lot of upsides to him. Third year redshirt freshman. I don't think he hits the portal. This is a kid with a lot of size and a lot of height. Can't teach that. 6'5", 325. As long as he can stay healthy and contribute, I don't think he'll leave. I don't see him going anywhere, to be honest. Oh man, Usman. I can see Usman hitting the transfer portal. I can see him. Usman. I haven't seen much from him this season. And when we did see him, he didn't look spectacular. We barely got anything from him. A lot of guys been injured. This O-line has been beat up. Haven't seen much from Usman. to say that, he would stay. I think he probably would have a better opportunity somewhere else. But I can tell you, I definitely can see him hitting the transfer portal. Y'all can let me know how you feel, but I could definitely see him hitting it. T2Y, how can do you think, wait, what? How can do you think that the U can get back to being like they were in the 80s and the 90s and early 2000s? They're never going to get back to that. They're never going to get back to that. They just got to forge their own path right now. I don't think we'll ever get back to those days. College football is not built that way anymore. All the talent in South Florida is not sticking around like they used to. With the development of social media, all these websites, all this, camps and talent to be seen by the world, not just, the locals. I don't think Miami would ever get back to the early 80s, 90s and stuff like that. All the talent is going everywhere. So we just got to forge our own path now. Mario's coming in here with a different blueprint. Same blueprint, but same concept, just a little different blueprint. We can't keep all the talent. There's so much talent here. And a lot of guys get discovered faster nowadays than they did back in the day. Back in the day, we didn't have to convince kids to stay in Miami, at Miami. Most of them, never even knew what the other side of the country looked like. With the internet now, it's like a snap of the finger. I could tell you everything that's in California. I could tell you how everything look. I could watch a video and see what it looks like up in Hawaii and all these other places. I could take trips now and all that good stuff. A lot of these kids back in the days, in those early 90s and 80s, they knew the home team and they knew they wanted to play for the home team. A lot of other teams didn't even get no visits. So we'll never get back to the 80s and 90s and 2000s. We just got to do with what we got now. Plain and simple. Ian Johnson, never heard of him, probably a walk-on. Johnny Brown, never heard of him either, probably a walk-on. Justice, he'll be gone. Justice will be gone. Like I said, Redshirt Senior, I think he's out. We don't have to talk about him. Jared Goff, never heard of him. Jared Griffith, never really heard of him. Chris Washington, he's a redshirt freshman. I think he'll still be here, but it's a possibility that he could. I can see him being 50-50. Not quite sure how he gets on the field, but at a 6'7", you can't teach that height. Now that weight, he might have to put on some more weight. He's listed at 285, so a guy that's 6'7" on that offensive line, if you could put some weight on him and tighten up his skills, his mechanics and everything like that, I definitely think that's a guy that you want to keep. Chris Washington, as long as he's coachable, as long as he's willing to, buy in to whatever the coach's plans are for him. I think that'll be a great upside to keep a Chris Washington. But I can see him hitting the transfer portal too, especially if he has difficulties with putting on weight or buying into playing multiple positions. John Campbell. I think he'll hit the portal. I think John Campbell is going to hit the portal. It hasn't been great for him at Miami. It's all been up and down for him. Injuries. I don't know what to tell you guys on John Campbell. I don't see him staying at Miami. I could be wrong. Could be 100% wrong. But I definitely could see him hitting the transfer portal. This is a fifth-year redshirt junior. I can definitely see him hitting the portal. Ryan Rodriguez, redshirt freshman. I think he stays. I think he stays. I could also see him hitting the portal too. Mario and those guys, they're looking for something that you can't teach, which is height and size. I mean, you could work around size, but height is a thing that you can't teach. A lot of these 6'2" guys, if they don't have the weight on them and they don't, want to put on that weight, because I know at 275, he's gonna have to put on some weight. If he's willing to put on some weight, that'll be great. But being 6'2" and 275 for an offensive lineman, you can get pushed around in this college football, especially when you go up against the other teams that have that size, like the Alabamas and the Clemsons and all of them. You'll get pushed around. You've seen what happened to our offensive line when we played Clemson. Almost every play it collapsed. That's when you know you need more size on that line. So for Ryan Rodriguez to stay, he'd definitely have to put on some weight, especially being at 6'2". That's my height. So that's a small guy for 6'2" for offensive line. I don't know if you guys seen the tweet by Malik Rose. I think it was Malik Rozier talking about guys being at Miami 6'2", offensive linemen. I think moving forward, we need to get like taller, bigger guys. Guys coming in like Samson. I think those are the guys that Mario is going to be looking for on the offensive line, especially that he's a specialist at the offensive line position. So I can see Rodriguez leaving. He's a redshirt freshman, like I said. I could see him leaving, possibly leaving. Sacapolo, I think he stays 6'2", 340. See the major difference what I'm talking about? You got Rodriguez, who is 6'2", 275. But then you got Sagapolo, who is 6'2", 340. That's a huge difference in size. I've seen Sagapolo on the field. I haven't seen much of Rodriguez, but we'll see. Matthew McCoy, 6'6", 290. He's a freshman. I see him staying. I don't see him leaving. I can see them putting a little bit more weight on him. Put some more weight on him and lean him out. I think he stays. I don't see him in the transfer portal. Michael McGoughlin, redshirt freshman. I can see him staying. I can also see him leaving too, but I definitely think I'm more leaning on the he'll stay side. This is a guy, like I said, he got the height, 6'7", 300 pounds. Work on his technique, work on his his mechanics, and I think he'll be fine. I think he'll stay. I don't necessarily see him leaving. Long snapper, no, not going to talk about no long snapper. Clay James. Linebackers. The linebacking position. This is where it gets sticky. Linebackers position. Keyshawn Smith. Keyshawn Smith, fourth year junior. Do you guys think Keyshawn Smith is going to hit the transfer portal? I'm sorry, Keontre Smith. I don't know why I said Keyshawn. Keontre Smith. Do you guys see Keontre Smith hitting the transfer portal? Let me see. I'll see what you guys think in the chat. Let me know. Do you guys think he hit the transfer portal? Also, it's 101 of you guys in here. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Please hit that like button. It's early morning. Gotta make sure I did this for you guys. Hit the like button. And let me know in the chat. Keyshawn, do y'all see him hitting the portal? I see a yes. He says, I want Dan Mullen as an offensive coordinator. Well, I want $1 million. I want world peace. I want to be able to go outside, look up in the air, and just take off like I'm Superman. I want a lot of things. Oh man, we're not getting no Dan Mullen as no offensive coordinator. Come back to reality. All right, so another yes. You said Keontrae Basuda. No, we're not gonna do that. Yes, Keontrae's gone. Say I want Scott Frost as the offensive coordinator. If Gaddis don't work out, well, you got Gaddis. You're gonna have to deal with Gaddis. And if Gaddis leave, you're gonna get another offensive coordinator that's gonna run a pro style offense. So you might as well stick with Gaddis. It is what it is. Gaddis. If I'm Mario at the end of the season, Gaddis is not going anywhere. You know, agree to disagree. Keontrae Smith, I definitely could see him leaving, finishing off somewhere else. I could also see him staying. So I'm 50-50 on him. I'm 50-50 on him. Avery Huff, I think he hits the transfer portal. I don't think he sticks around. As you guys can see, guys like Wesley Bassett is already a starter here. So some of these guys are getting left behind. I don't see them sticking around, to be honest with you. Corey Flagg, that's a tough one. I could definitely see Corey Flagg staying. I think Coach Steele could be a huge he could be a huge commodity to a guy like Corey Flagg. I think he could help develop him in some areas that he's lacking. But do you guys think that some of the things that Corey Flagg need to work on is too far gone? But I could see Corey Flagg staying, but I'm 50-50 on Corey Flagg. If he hits the portal, I won't be surprised. You know, this was a kid that when Manny was being fired, he spoke out that, hey, we love Manny. Y'all stop, doing this or whatever. But I could see him staying or go. Yeah. He's definitely good on the run stop defense, but that's tough. That's tough. That's a tough one. Wayman Steve, he'll be gone. Wesley Bassett, he's a starter. Looks great. He'll be here. Wade, walk on guy. Not really going to talk about. Ryan Ragoon. Ryan Ragoon. I could see him possibly being a grad transfer. Get his education here. Possibly transferring. I can see him gone. I can see him definitely hitting the portal. In the games that he did play in last year that we saw him, he didn't do too bad. He didn't do too bad for a walk on. So good luck to him whether if he stays or goes, but not quite sure with his situation. Emmanuel's probably a walk on. Never heard of him. Caleb Johnson. He'll be out. He'll be gone. He'll be gone. Chase Smith, sophomore. This is a tough one. But I can see Chase Smith hitting the transfer portal. I can see him hitting the portal. Injuries plagued him last year, but we haven't seen much of him this year. I know I think he had a shoulder injury that he's dealing with. So I can see it being 50-50. But I can see him in the portal. But I can also see him sticking around. Like I said, this is a kid that's been plagued by injury. So I could definitely see him hitting the portal. Kane Gang, what's going on, boss? Appreciate you for tuning in, man. T2Y, what are the chances of getting Andre Armstrong? Okay, so the JUCO wide receiver. Um, right now he's getting a ton of offers. I mean, everybody's hitting him up. He's JUCO All American. His stats are off the scales. Alonzo Highsmith offered him, gave him an offer, but a ton of schools is going after him right now. So it all depends. It all depends on what it is that he's looking for. If it's NIL, we're good in that department. I think I seen a story that I'm gonna say a legend, but John Ruiz I think is putting up $5 million for transfer portal guys. So the NIL money will be there to attract guys, to Miami. Not saying that's gonna be, what gets them here, but it'll help. I can definitely see him coming. I could definitely. Like I said, Alonzo Highsmith offered him. I've watched him. Phenomenal talent. If Miami can get him, that'll be a huge upside. That'll be a huge upside. I mean, look at Caleb Young. Those guys. See the difference with the JUCO guys and the guys that's in the transfer portal. The JUCO guys are fighting to get to D1. Most of these D1s that's in the transfer portal, these other receivers or position groups, they're just trying to leave a situation. Most of the time, those situation is they couldn't beat out the guy ahead of them. Now, if you're a wide receiver and you're transferring from a school that got 5 stars in front of 5 stars in front of 5 star, and you decide to leave, I would definitely go in the portal and pull a guy like you out. But if you're a guy that's just running away from competition, you and these guys are on the same level. You came in at the same time and you can't beat them out. I might want to take a look into your character and everything like that before I bring you onto my team. Because most of those guys that do hit the portal do have a sense of entitlement that whatever school they're going to next, they should be starting. So it's a rough thing to go through. Back to the linebackers. The rest of the linebackers on this list, other than Chase Smith, are pretty much you know walk-ons and stuff like that. Guys that haven't really been heard of. Kicker and Andrew Borgalis, he'll be fine. He'll be here. I'm not gonna really talk about kickers. Defensive lineman, Darrell Jackson. I see Darrell Jackson sticking around. I don't see him hitting the transfer portal. Jafari Harvey, I think he sticks around. I wouldn't be surprised seeing him in the portal, but he's starting. He's being very productive. I don't see Jafari Harvey hitting the transfer portal. Chance Williams, I can see him hitting the transfer portal. I can see Chance Williams being in the transfer portal. I wouldn't be surprised if he hits the transfer portal. Freshman Nigel Kelly, I think he's fine. Got a lot of upside. Showed a lot of showed a lot of what's the word for it? What's the word for it? Potential. I see a lot of potential in Nigel Kelly, and I think he sees it too. I think the coaching staff they believe in him, and moving forward, he's going to get a lot more significant play time. This is a guy that's went in from day one, putting in the work. He's seen the field. I think he'll be fine. Cyrus Moss, I don't see him hitting the portal. I think he'll be fine too. Moultrie will be out of here. Agude, he'll be out of here. Um, Never really heard of this guy. Jacob Leidenstein, he'll be out of here. Leonard Taylor, I don't see Leonard Taylor going anywhere. I don't see him in the portal. I think he got a lot of upside. I think the coaches believe in him. I think he'll buy into what Coach Steele and Salave, whatever they're teaching him. I think he'll buy in. He's buying in more so now than in the beginning. Trent, no. Jared Hunt, Jared Harrison Hunt. I can see him hitting the portal. If he hits the portal pretty soon, won't be surprised. Will not be surprised. I can see him hitting the portal. Haven't had a great year. You know, haven't seen much of him. Who else? Akeem Mezzador, tremendous year, great upside. Graded one of the best defensive linemen, this year in the ACC and across of college football. I see him coming back. Jordan Miller. Jordan Miller. This one for me is 50-50. I'm 50-50 on Jordan Miller. I can see him coming back, but I can also see him hitting the portal, possibly getting some play time elsewhere. Um, I just don't see him beating out, half of the guys that's on that defensive line for significant play time. Ahmad Moden, he'll be here. Moulton. Alan Hay already hit the transfer portal. Elijah Roberts already hit the transfer portal. Jabari Ishmael, redshirt freshman. Um, I'm 50-50 on him. I'm 50-50 on him. I can see him coming back, and I can also see him in the portal. Same goes for Thomas Davis. Thomas Davis showed a lot of upside in the spring. Showed a lot of upside in the practices and everything like that. But then we never seen that go into the field. We didn't see him play much, so not quite sure what's the deal with Thomas Davis, but I can see that being 50-50. Gilbert Frierson, of course, already hit the transfer portal. Daryl Porter, I don't see him hitting the transfer portal. I think he'll be here. Markeith Williams, he's a freshman. I think he got a lot of upside to him. I don't see him hitting the portal, but if he does, I wouldn't be surprised. Jaden Harris, I think he'll be here. I think we'll be fine with him. Chris Graves, I think he'll be here also. We'll be fine with him. Um, my boy Miles Moo Young, he's a walk on. I think he'll be fine too. He's a redshirt freshman. Let's see, Nick Kelly, all those guys are, you know, Tariq Stevenson. Tariq Stevenson. I don't see him leaving, but if Tariq were to hit the portal, I don't see him leaving. I don't. I don't see. I don't see him going nowhere. I don't see it. I can't say I see Tariq Stevens leaving. He started. He's he's getting his play time. The coaches believe in him. I don't see him leaving. Al Blades. This is a tough one. It's a tough one. Al Blades. I don't think Al Blades will leave. I don't think he'll leave. If Al Blades were to hit the portal, that'll be a shocker to me. That'll be a shocker to me. But I don't think he'll leave. I think he bleeds orange and green. Um, DJ Ivy. DJ Ivy, he'll be out. He'll be gone. Right now he's listed as a fifth year senior. So after this season, Ivy will be gone. So you guys won't have to worry about DJ Ivy next season. Malik Curtis. That's. I think Curtis will be fine. I think he'll stay. Kamari Rogers. That might be a tough one. That might be a tough one. I think he might end up leaving. I think there's a lot of drama between his parents, and the coaching staff. Not quite sure if they've mended all those relationships. But his father did come out and blast Gaddis on social media after the Georgia Tech game. Saying basically everybody else got to play but his son. So you know, not quite sure how that's going to work out. If Kamari Rogers hit the transfer portal, I won't be surprised. I won't. If he stays, you know, I'll definitely be surprised on that one. Takari Couch. I can see him hitting the portal. Isaiah Dunson, I can see him hitting the portal also. We saw him in the beginning of the year. We saw a lot more of Dunson, and then it's like he disappeared. So that's pretty much the whole entire roster. We just went through the whole entire roster. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. I've been talking for an hour and 30 minutes now, so I'm gonna put the link in the chat. You guys can come in, and you can give your thoughts and opinions on the transfer portal. Now, here's what I want from you guys. First off, hit the like button. But I'm gonna put the link in the chat, and here's what I want from you guys. I want you guys to come in and give me 5 guys on the offense that you think is gonna hit the transfer portal, and give me 5 guys on the defense that you think is gonna hit the transfer portal. 5 guys on the offense, 5 guys on the defense. So that's 10 players. The link's in the chat. You guys can come on in, give your thoughts and opinions on this transfer portal. Who's going to go in there? What do you guys think about the players that's already in the transfer portal? And like I said, guys, I can't confirm as of right now, but I might be dropping a video later on today on the transfer portal. Another guy jumping in the transfer portal. Just waiting on confirmation on that. Or, if I don't get my confirmation, more than likely this kid will put his name in the transfer portal, or he'll post his letter on Twitter or social media, and then, we'll go from there. Bergie, what's going on, Bergie?
Good morning. Nice to see you on this early. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
How was your Thanksgiving yesterday?
Sick, cold, got a cold. Didn't really do much.
Sorry.
Yeah, it wasn't really into the Thanksgiving spirit.
Man.
Most of the time when you got a cold and you eat food, you can't really taste it.
Yeah, no, I understand. I got you. Well, hopefully you'll feel better soon. I myself had a good time. Thankful to have the weekend off. Saw you on. I was like, hell yeah, man, I got some time this morning. Let's come in and talk some football.
Yeah. Not only that, we got a lot of football today too.
Yeah, it's true. Yes, we do.
Rivalry week. A lot of these games got a lot of meaning to it, so it's not just meaningless ball games.
No, this weekend is Ohio State and Michigan, and there's a few other, but that's obviously the big one of the bunch. But there's a few others going on for sure. I'll
definitely be streaming live tonight at 7:30 for the Florida State versus Florida game.
Nice.
Or should I say the trash versus garbage game? All right, so the question being on the offensive side, name 5 guys you think that's going to hit the portal.
Oh, man. Are we talking starters or are we talking just anybody?
You can start with starters and trickle it down to the anybody's.
Yeah. All right, so jeez, man. All right, obviously, Keyshawn hasn't been a starter lately, but I'm going to say Keyshawn Smith. Hang on a second. Let me get into this real quick. I'm trying to look at the roster to see what I got. Probably a few of the guys on the offensive line, and I'm going to say just pick whoever you want on the offensive line because I could see almost all of them getting bounced out. Let's see. Oh, God. I can't even name anybody right now. It feels like Elijah Arroyo. I hear that something's going on there. I can possibly see him bouncing. Who else? Obviously, Jake Garcia. I could see him going. Wide receivers, let's go. I could see like Romello Brinson. Any of the Khalil Brantley, another one. I could possibly see him going out. It's a lot of people, man. I'm not going to lie. Dominic Mammarelli, another one. I could see him leaving. Yeah, it's kind of a mess, man. I really don't see a whole lot of people that'll end up staying. I mean, I really think this is going to be a super mass exodus here. As far as defense goes, pick them. I mean, who do you want to stay? I can't really think of much of anybody that I want to stay. I don't know. It really depends on what's up with Mario. I could see Avante Williams going. I could see, like you said, with the Corey Couch. I see it. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I could see it happening. I don't see any reason why it couldn't happen. I really think he's going to load up big time on like corners and safeties. I mean, we already had a bunch of safeties going. It looks like there's more going. There's only like 3 left on the roster that actually will see playing time that I know of. That position's a mess right now, man. Trying to look here to see who else I could see. You know what? I could see Chase Smith possibly going. And I hate saying that, and I know he's hurt, but for some reason I just think that he might try to bounce out because I don't know what's going on there, whether he really is as injured as people say he is, or if maybe there's more going on there. A lot of everybody else are just a lot of the other guys. Isaiah Dunson, Brian Balome, he's not going to see. I doubt he sees any playing time. I could see Brian go. Obviously, Keyshawn just left. Keyshawn Washington, I just said. Kumari, I think his kiss of death is going to be the whole parents thing. And, that was the reason why Mario went public with him and Keyshawn. That's why Mario went public. Look, if you're unhappy with your kids' playing time, come pick them up and go. So that, I don't know. I don't think a coach is going to go public with something like that and keep the kids. So I have a feeling he might be gone. So, yeah, did I name 10? I don't even know how many I named there.
Yeah, you named quite a few. It's going to get messy.
Yeah. Here's another one, Jaden Harris. Well, he was a freshman, so now he ain't going to go nowhere. Isaiah Horton. Well, no, he's a freshman too. Malik Curtis on the fence. He might not go. Chance Williams, I can see him going. I don't see any reason why he's going to stay. He just kind of disappeared in the mix. Hasn't seen any playing time. What's the other defensive lineman? Ishmael. You know what I'm talking about? I can't think of his name right now. I'm trying to look through the. Yeah, that's another one. I can see him going. I think Mario's really gonna. He's gonna do some damage as far as getting people out of here, and based on what we've seen already, obviously it started. So.
All right, so here's a board. My transfer portal predictions. Let's see what that's about. All right, so quite a few names on here. There are players in addition to those who have already declared their intentions that I feel will be leaving us this year. Let me make this bigger since I'm so far away from this doggone computer. Brinson.
Yep.
Keontre Smith, Keyshawn Smith, Avery Huff,
Gone.
Jafari Harvey.
No, he's not going nowhere.
Yeah, I don't see Jafari Harvey.
I don't see him going nowhere.
Jake Garcia, Chance Williams, Matoka.
Is he out of time yet? I thought Matoka's like out of time already. He's not maxed out?
Nah, Matoka got 2 more years.
Oh, does he? Oh my God.
Yeah, Matoka's got time on top of time. Remember,
Jeez.
COVID gave him a free year, plus he's been redshirting.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I forgot about that. Correct.
Timothy, what's going on, boss?
Hey, good morning, T2Y. How everybody doing?
Morning.
All right, what's going on with you, my guy? Long time,
It's
man.
long time, man. Happy belated holidays. It's a sad day, man. I was just listening to you like I always do every day, but I kind of want to chime in, man. This has never happened in Miami football history, man. Uh, and it's not good.
Well, it depends on how you look at it. Because if you're looking at it from my standpoint, the guys that ain't buying in, they're gonna hit that portal. You're gonna find out who's buying in and who's not.
Well, you know what? That's a good point now. And I'm looking at it from the other end. The reason why they leaving from the inside and we ain't in there, it's a problem on the inside. And it started showing up against Texas A&M. I think this everybody got their opinion. I think this the worst coaching, the whole body of coaching, whether from the head coach to that offensive coordinator to the defensive coordinator. Man, the reason why those kids want out, not just because they ain't playing, the guys that's got the control of the program, they don't know what they do. It's to me, it looked like the job too big for Mario Cristobal.
No, I don't see
No,
it.
it's year one. I don't buy. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you totally, but a lot of the kids that are leaving right now, they're not leaving on their own will. Mario's telling them, "Thank you so much, appreciate it, goodbye, see you later." That's what's happening right now. There'll be bigger names that are going to leave on their own, but the ones that are gone now, Mario's basically packing their bags for them and giving them a foot in the tushy and saying, "Have a good one."
Look at the offensive line, for example. Mario's trying to get them boys 6'5" and up.
Yep.
So a lot of these guys that you see with the size of 6'2", you got guys that's 6'2", that's 275. You got another guy that's 6'2", that's 340. That's a huge difference.
Yeah.
And you got guys that if I put you on the field, you're just gonna get pushed around. Look at the Clemson game. We got ran through on that line.
Yep.
Oh man, listen, the line got ran through from Florida State on back. So let me ask you this. So how y'all feel about the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator?
Terrible.
Okay.
I think Gaddis.
Honestly, they're terrible.
His system don't fit the players that Manny brought in for a spread offense because he runs a pro style.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see what his offense fit even when he was in the Big Ten, and I don't remember Michigan winning a title or having a.
Yeah, but you got to realize that Michigan last year made the college football playoffs.
Well,
and
also,
the offense put up like what 30, 34 points, 35 points a game.
but you have to also understand, and this has been talked about plenty, that Harbaugh had a big say-so in the offense last year. Plus, what's his name? Gaddis wasn't calling plays. It was somebody else that was calling the plays.
You know what, man? That makes sense. I can see that because from Texas A&M on back, man, I knew it was a problem, Texas A&M game. How we move the ball up and down the field, and then when we get in the red zone, you don't got no plays. You don't have 11 guys that can get in the end zone and get something called a touchdown. I knew it was a problem then.
Now, let me say this.
He the worst offensive coordinator I've seen in Miami football history. And I start watching.
Now, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
When you watch those review tapes, when you watch those breakdowns, like my guy Coach Hayes or my guy Steve-O, oftentimes guys are open, receivers ain't hitting them. I mean,
right.
Quarterback's not hitting them, or they're not seeing them. They're not
Correct.
making the reads, but they're open. So that means his schemes are working. It's just the guys ain't executing.
Correct.
Okay, let me bring up one point in that defense. In the Texas A&M game, he had the Ole Miss transfer, Parrish, and he ran a sort of like a wheel route. Before Rooster started fumbling the ball, Rooster was our best catching receiver running back out the backfield. If he was a great offensive coordinator, knew his talent, Parrish wouldn't have even been in on that formation. it would have been Rooster. You got Thad
Yeah,
Franklin, 245 pound running back. We in the Texas A&M game, he gets no carries inside the red zone or the goal line. I mean,
But
and then not only that,
the problem with that is he don't practice the way he's supposed to. You earn your play time through practice. That's the coach's motto.
well, it
So
hadn't been.
if you don't show up in practice to show them guys that you could do it, game time they're not gonna put you in. That's been his major issue. That's why when we saw Thad not coming in, we're like, dang, this guy like 2-something, running up the middle, he should get the ball every time. But come to find out, he ain't putting in that work.
Well, man, I mean, everybody got their take on it. And I know what the obvious is. Our record is what our record is. Coaches coach, players play. But the coaching staff that's at Miami right now, bro, they overpaid. They should be making what
Now,
the
let me
record
ask you this. Let me ask you this. With
They're
Gaddis,
terrible, bro.
the players that came in this season, the ones that hadn't been taught by Reed Lashley, they have an upside. I've been seeing an upside with them. Now, the players that was coached under Manny and all of them, they're taking a step back. They're looking like they're regressing because they learned a whole different system. Now, with all these recruits coming in, they're going to learn under Gaddis' system right away. So they don't have to unteach all that stuff that Manny taught them and Reed Lashley taught them. So it's going to look better next year. It's not going to be peaches and cream now, but it's going to look better. And then the next season after that, it's going to look even better because those guys going to pick up some experience. The other guys under them, learning under them, competing with them, it's going to start to look better. But the problem we have as fans is we are hungry right now. We want to win right now. We don't want to be patient.
Hold on, not all of us. I've been a Hurricane fan for so long. Listen to me. I ain't just became one. I've been one since 1983. I'm an old head. So it's kind of like going to Red Lobster and they bring out Rally Burger and you act like it's I can't act like that. If you're going to be a Hurricane football coach and get the money that these guys getting, they got to put a better product on the field. You can't lose the locker room and you can't lose to teams like Middle Tennessee at home. You can't do that. You can't lose to Duke. I don't care. If you got that U on your helmet, you don't lose to those programs and you don't call it what it is. Now, I ain't saying I'm all right, but the record don't lie. And next year or in 2 years when they play FAMU, I live in Tallahassee. If FAMU beat Miami, man.
That's not happening.
And hold on, bro. I done heard you make jokes about FAMU. And listen, if FAMU beat Miami in 2 years, bro, nobody can't continue to give them coaches a pass. And that's all I'm saying, man. I've been a Hurricane. I've seen the bad, the good, and the ugly. I've seen great coaching. I've seen great coordinators. And now I've seen the worst. That's all I'm saying. Nothing against them personally, but they can't stop a nose. Kevin Steele can't stop a nosebleed. He sound like an insurance man. He get in there Monday through Thursday and talk like we doing good, and we get out there and he got the DN dropping back in the zone blitz against a tailback that's beating him in coverage.
No, that was a blown play that the defensive lineman was just trying to cover something that was blown. That was not his fault. He had no intention of covering that running back. He just saw that the dude was loose and no one was near him. So he said, screw it, I'm going to try to cover him. But that was a blown play. That had nothing to do with the D lineman. That wasn't his fault. That wasn't designed for that D lineman to go after that running back. He just saw what was happening. He was like, oh my God. So he just ran to try to help out.
I ain't trying to be funny. So you check with Kevin Steele and you check with our DN number 12 and you asked him that. I'm just going by what I saw.
I'm watching what every person that reported on the game, that showed film on the game, everybody saw it and said the same thing. That was a blown play that D lineman just tried to help and cover out because somebody missed their assignment.
Yeah, you're not throwing Safari in Harvey. You're not throwing Harvey in no coverage.
Well, listen, you got to be dumb. He our best pass rusher from the defensive end standpoint. I mean, if not one of them. So it would be crazy on third down and get off the field, and you drop him back and let him cover a tailbite out in the open.
But that wasn't the design of the play, though. That's what I'm trying to say. That wasn't the design of the play. The design of the play wasn't for the DN to go and cover up the running back. It was a blown play that either a linebacker or a safety who was supposed to run up and make the coverage didn't do it. He saw it and was like, screw it, and he just took off running to try to help. It wasn't designed to be that way. You're trying to make it seem like it was a design play. It wasn't a design play.
He made an instinctive play.
Right.
He saw that if he had not tried to cover him, it would have been worse than what it was.
Right.
Okay. Well,
I mean, I'm not knocking you, dude. Trust me. I believe. I'm not saying that the coaches aren't bad, but there's a lot of things that are going on here where, you know, it's a mix between really bad coaching and play calling, which I agree with. But we do have a lot of players that just, you know, they're not good players. And no matter how much we try to sunshine pump them and say, oh, I like this guy because he's from Miami and this guy, they're just not good players. And this is what Mario is coming to the realization with. And I think early on in the season, he realized, wow, a lot of these guys are going to be gone next year. So he was just doing what he could to try to play it out. And unfortunately, really bad decisions happened along the way. And that's why we're a record.
Okay. Well, I hope. I mean, his name was kind of getting hot. But I hope somebody take Gaddis off our hand. I'm gonna be honest with you. And
I personally want to see Gaddis gone, but I don't think he's going to be gone.
Wow, that's not good.
Honestly, I don't think Gaddis should go anywhere.
Man, shoot. Okay. Well, I mean, hey, man. Like I said, man. We all Hurricane fans have our you know.
Because let's be honest, if Mario goes out and hire another offensive coordinator, it's gonna be the same style that Gaddis run.
Yep, that's what Mario's picking. He wants that kind of OC.
If he don't do that, then we're gonna be set back another year. We're gonna do another 5-7.
I mean, we already said, yeah. I mean, we definitely staring 5-7 down the barrel because I don't think we're gonna beat Pitt home or away or at a neutral site, but.
I don't think we're beating Pitt either.
So, I mean, here we are 5-7, and look at the schedule. And here's the thing about college football. Like I answered on somebody's blog. They asked me, well, do you think we'll be good in 2 or 3 years when Mario gets his recruits? College football don't stop progressing. All the great teams that got great coaching, great scheme, and great players, they ain't going to take 2 years off and say, oh, wait, that's Miami. They ain't quite there yet. We're going, man, everybody's getting, even the FAMUs. FAMU play Miami in 2 years. The Miami that's playing right now, FAMU will beat them.
But that's not going to be the Miami they're playing in 2 years.
Jackson State would beat Miami right now. I'm just being honest.
But what does that have to do with 2 years from now?
If we play Jackson State tomorrow, at the Dolphin Stadium, we lose, man, in a blowout. That's embarrassing, but I'm being real. Because
we got bad, right, and that's why Mario's purging a roster to fix all that.
But what about the coaches?
Well, the coaches are, when it comes to players and coaches, the coaches are going to get more leeway. It's the players that are on the field that are doing it, and it's the coaches that are going to look at the players first. And then when you do all this purging, if that doesn't work, then, you got to look at the coaches. And I'm not saying that you're wrong. Believe me, trust me, I'm not. I get it, but the players are going to go first before the coaches do.
You know what it would make me feel good? Just listen to me good on my last point.
Hold on, boss. Let me say one thing first.
Okay.
I got a comment here say, why are we set on pro style? Okay, so I was listening to a Twitter space, and I was listening to Brevin Jordan. Brevin Jordan said out of his own mouth, every single thing that they taught them in the spread, when they got to the NFL, you had to throw that shit away. So right now, if you're running that pro style, that is what you're going to learn when you get in the NFL. If the players are learning that at Miami right now, when they go to the next level, they already have an advantage against every other kid that's running a spread.
That's how it was back in the day.
Well, he said college adapt the spread, but NFL haven't.
You know what? That's true, and that's good. And I don't want to sound like a selfish Hurricane fan. Since 1983, I can care less about the productivity in the NFL. I want us to win and get back to Hurricane football right now. Yeah, I know we're
but you
gonna
can look at it this way.
But
Look at it this way. If you could tell kids, I'm preparing you for the NFL, I'm putting players in the NFL, they succeed in the NFL, they have longevity in the NFL.
oh, they're coming.
They coming. See, we
I see
on the
what you
same page.
Oh yeah. T2, I see where you're going with that.
Because you know what a lot of them
point-
coaches do? They say, hey, I put this guy in the league, I put that guy in the league, I put that guy in the league. Look how they doing.
Oh yeah, and them kids coming. That's a great point. I can't refute that.
Corey Raymond up at Florida. That's what he's been selling. Look what I did at LSU. I put this defensive back, that defensive that, and he gets almost what he wants.
Come on, be the next one. You're right.
Exactly.
My last point about our coaches, Kobe Young. And I don't know if all both of y'all agree with me. He our best receiver. From day
100%.
one, if that from day one, I would believe in Gaddis. I don't believe in him. And nobody could change me on that. From day one, since he's the offensive coordinator, if he would have came out and said, my receiver coach say Keyshawn Smith is our number one, or Restrepo is our number one, or Skinner is our blah, blah, blah. If he would have came in and said, as the offensive coordinator and my coaching and the scheme that I want to bring to Miami, I think the fourth string junior college transfer that don't even know the streets of Miami is our best receiver, Kobe Young. Everybody would have been like, man, you crazy. This kid get on the field by default and by injury, and he has made catches that like what great receivers make. He our best receiver. They didn't see that from day one. It took all of that to happen.
Gaddis, when asked about the receivers, that was the only person he ever gave praise, and the guy wasn't even on the field yet.
That's what I'm saying. Well, that's where he got to make a call.
So
but
he didn't know the playbook enough to put him out.
Right.
But he saw
You know what you do? You know what you do? Don't make the playbook so difficult that you can't get touchdowns in a game such as Texas. Listen, if my play, let's just say I'm the coach of this podcast and I'm not as yours, T2Y, and all three of us on here. If I got the components to get all three of us on at the same time so tough, then my podcast ain't worth a crap. If his playbook's so difficult that he can't tell Kobe Young come in the game on the strong side of the field and run a go route, if they come up and bump coverage, you run a slant, then man, you need to change it because that kid he is our best receiver. And that's where coaching and strategy come in at. You got to change things on the fly.
Yeah, but it was what?
If Cody Young is our best receiver, and he took about 6-7 weeks to learn, right?
Right.
What does that say about the rest of the receivers that we got?
Well, hold on. It could be the flip side. Good question. It could have took 6-7 weeks for him to teach it right. So with
Cody Young learned it. But Cody Young learned it in that time period, while these other guys had way more time than he did, and they still ain't learned it.
Man, they had less catches, less touchdowns, and they never made ESPN. None of them. Not even Restrepo. Not even Restrepo. So guess what? Listen, you can't argue that. All those guys that played, listen, they had a 6 weeks advance on Kobe Young, and none of them never made ESPN. Bro.
So when they hit the transfer portal, am I supposed to miss them?
Romello Brinson made ESPN 2 years ago. What's happened to him since? Nothing.
I don't know. He had a hell of a catch, though.
I'm just saying. It's like I'm not trying to rag you, but that really means nothing, man.
Allegedly, he's telling players not to come here.
Nah, they said that was false.
Yes?
They came out already and said that's false. That didn't happen. Somebody just started some stupid rumor.
That's why I said allegedly.
Hey, listen, guys. One thing for sure, we love the Hurricanes. I thank you for your time. I ain't gonna be selfish. Thank you for letting me get the mic in my hand, man. T2, I still think you got the best Hurricane podcast out there. My man that's on now. Hopefully, man, we having a different conversation. We can disagree, but long as we agree that we love IU.
No, we're good. I love the disagreements. That's what makes conversation fun.
All right. Hey, man, happy holidays, y'all, man. Y'all take care.
All right, man. You too, buddy.
All right, boss.
Bye.
Oh yeah, let me put the link back in the chat. Like I said, anybody want to click on it and give their thoughts and opinions, you're more than welcome on who you guys think's hitting the transfer portal. we could have any kind of discussion about the Canes. Yeah, but man, honestly, for us to progress, I think we need to keep this coaching staff intact.
And I think that's Mario's idea, because he knows that after what we've seen over the past, 7-8 years, that you can't just keep, as much as I want to see a change, you can't just keep changing and changing. You got to find some kind of continuity and show a little bit of stabilization and let it run from there and see what happens. And what we're seeing talent-wise, it's just a culmination of the past 6-7 years with Rick and Diaz being here. I mean, obviously Diaz cannot recruit, cannot develop, cannot do anything defensively. And we're seeing it now. We've unfortunately just hit the point where this is what we have. Mario came in, he saw it and went, no. And he realized that I got to deal with it all year. And then come the end of the season, he's going to have to blow it up. And after Saturday, there's going to be a big time blow up going on.
All right, let me address this comment before I let you speak, El Guapo. Stop it, T2Y FSU undercover. Okay, so there's a lot of FSU content on here. I clown FSU all the time. I clown the Florida Gators. I decided to expand the channel more towards the big three because there are 300 million Miami Hurricane YouTube channels on YouTube. I'm not trying to be the same. I'm not trying to be the same. I'm trying to expand this channel. I'm trying to make this channel one of the biggest trash talk for the major three teams in college football in the state of Florida. So there's going to be content on here, FSU. If you watch any of my FSU content, it's always me clowning them. It's always. And if you watch any of my Florida Gator content, it's always me clowning them. I don't care if we're winning. If they are effing up, I'm going to clown them about it. This is a trash talking channel 100%. This is a college football channel in general. I'm a Miami Hurricane fan. It's tatted. It's on me. I bleed it orange and green. But this is not just a regular Miami Hurricane channel. In order to survive on YouTube, you have to set yourself apart and be different. Plain and simple. Anyways, El Guapo, what's going on, man?
So I haven't really watched too many Hurricane games this year, but I've seen clips. But it doesn't look like you guys are doing too good this year.
We ain't doing too good this year, man. We 5-7, 5-6.
And let me say this: before they hired Mario, I said he wasn't the answer because you look at the last two games up in Oregon, and I don't care if the kids quit on him, just like the kids quit on my boy Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss. But I just don't think Mario was the answer. But, you guys are stuck with him for 10 years, so you're going to have to work with him. So be it. But if we could go back to revisionist history, if Miami spent the money they did now back then, Jimmy probably would have never left. Butch would have never left. And Miami would be the powerhouse Bama is today, without a doubt. But Miami didn't spend that money.
Well,
I think if you're going to say that, honestly, Schnellenberger never would have left, because that was the main reason Schnellenberger left, because the USFL offered him freaking ridiculous amount of money to go over there.
But, since the school wasn't really backing the football program and Miami still won, but then after the whole Coker situation, they just tried to find replacements to do the job. But like I said, once the pastor retired or got pushed out, Mark Richt, they had a chance to do a real coaching search, and they appeased the fan base then by hiring Manny. They should have did a real coaching search. So you hired Manny, a man who's not capable, didn't have any head coaching experience, and he didn't do the job. So now you're stuck with this man who y'all keep on believing this man's going to turn around, and I'll give y'all 3 years. I don't think he's going to do it. I don't think he has the right offensive coordinator. And the question about Gaddis is I don't understand. So I heard Slim say that the kids should have to adjust to Gaddis' system instead of trying to recruit kids to the system. Why don't you just recruit? Why don't you adjust your system to what you have?
Because it's year one.
Well,
Gaddis has
I
done
didn't think
that.
Gaddis was calling
Gaddis
plays
has done that
initially.
this year. He's adjusted this offense like 3 different times.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
had
I mean,
to adjust it. He had to adjust for TVD. He had to adjust for Jake Garcia, and he had to adjust for Jakari Brown.
So he's adjusted 3 times, and
TVD,
what are y'all, 5 and 6?
the second time when he adjusted it and TVD took off, but then he got injured.
Right. That's the thing. You saw the difference in what happened with TVD once he adjusted it, and it was actually good. And then TVD got injured. It just turns out that Jake Garcia isn't what everybody thought he was, and that went the way it went. And Jakuri is still, he's really young, and Jakuri himself says, I'm not ready yet.
So let me. I heard last year about Tyler Van Dyke that he was this Heisman hopeful. So let me ask you a real question. You guys think at the end of last year he was better than Bryce Young or CJ Stroud?
Who, Tyler?
Yes.
No, but he definitely put himself in the mix as being talked about as a real up and comer that could crack into that conversation. But no, he wasn't better.
But Hurricane fans say he was a Heisman.
Well, you not just because a Hurricane fan per se says that doesn't mean it's true. I mean, a lot of people say a lot of things.
I don't know what you're talking about anyway. So we know Hurricane fans don't know what you're talking about. No.
Well, I mean, now if you're just going to turn it into a shit talking conversation, well, yeah, but I mean, trying to talk for real, you're just trying to look for a way, an angle to just keep throwing insults.
I'm not keeping on insults. I'm just saying.
It sounded like an insult, bud.
Well, you sound like you're getting a little emotional too.
Well, because I was trying to talk to you, and then you said, "Well, Hurricane fans don't know what to talk about." So now it's a thing.
So you,
all right,
you can talk,
yeah, buddy, talk what you got to talk about. Talk your talk,
you're
man.
getting real emotional about this, though.
Well, it seems like that's what you were fishing for. So
I'm
let's
not
go.
fishing for anything. I'm just asking questions.
Sounded like it.
Oh, you too emotional, man. You need to stop.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Go ahead, talk your talk, man.
I just want to know what's wrong with y'all's programs since 2004. Is this a constant rebuild? I mean, y'all said y'all rebuild now. So, but I heard some Miami fans before the season start, 10-2, at least ACC going to the championship. Now it's a rebuild. So, but hasn't Miami been rebuilding since like 2004?
Now I'm gonna say this. We all thought in the beginning of the year, I mean, it's on record. We thought it was 10-2, ACC championship game, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then we found out by a rude awakening,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of these players don't know the system. We saw a lot of blown coverages and things like that. We saw us not putting up fight. A lot of kids out there on the field don't know what they're doing. And it was clear as day, it hit Hurricane fans that this was a rebuild. When you stop seeing some of your favorite players out there, you got the point. And I'm not saying they was injured. They was on the roster. You just weren't seeing them. That's when you knew what it was. Kids haven't bought in. You ought to see, we go from a spread to a pro style. It's a culture shock. Mario's not taking all that crap that Manny was willing to. Mario's not folding to the players. He's not. Some of these players are used to getting pampered. We're not doing that. We see kids talking about we just got beat by one of the worst teams in the country. Gaddis tells the team, this is the worst team I've coached. You know what they did? They cried to their parents. Instead of saying, yeah, man, we let coach down. You know what? We let the whole city down. I let y'all down, my teammates down. Let's get it together. Let's make sure this never happen again. They go cry to their mama and daddy. Now you got Mario telling kids, hey, tell your parents come get you. That's the result. We're not babysitting no more. We got a coach that's coming in here and gonna coach these kids up tough. When you go to the NFL, ain't nobody there to hold your hands. You got every single player looking for an opportunity. All of them looking for a spot. All of them looking to take the next guy's spot. Nobody's trying to sit behind nobody and be friendly. If you come to Miami and you're not ready to compete with the guy that's a starter or try to get on the same level that he's on, so if your number is called, you ready to go and you don't go out there and look like a drop-off, We don't want that. We don't want that. We want our first through third, fourth string all to be on the same level. That's what Mario's working to do. If you don't want to be a part of that, don't come here. Ed Reed said it 2 years ago. Don't come here. If you ain't willing to work, don't come here. Mario's been preaching work, work, work. If you don't want to work, don't come here. Any recruits, any of y'all across the country listening, if you ain't coming here to work, don't come here. Do not come here. We don't want you. Plain and simple.
But has Miami been rebuilding since 2004?
Miami's been rebuilding every time they get a new coach. And that's been often, very often. Nobody comes in here and sticks it long enough. That's why when Mario came in here and took a 10-year contract, I was like, okay, they're going to have no choice but to give this man time. What no other coaches had. We've been firing coaches every other 3 years.
So
You don't get nothing done that way.
So you would want to give Manny 5-6 years.
Manny, no. Mario, yes.
How about Mark Richt? If he was healthy, would you give Mark Richt 5-6 years?
Mark Ricks was too stubborn. He saw the problem.
So that's a no.
You hire family and friends, that's what happens. When
So
it comes
that's a
to
no.
make those difficult decisions, he folded.
So you are all in.
I'm all in on Mario. I got no choice. They gave him a 10-year contract, 7 guaranteed. I have no choice. He's brought a total different system. We're talking about going from a spread, a easy offense. Like I said, I listened to Brevin Jordan talk about Reed Lashley's offense, how simple it was compared to Dan Enos. He said the things that Dan Enos was trying to teach them, had they took that in and go in 100%, when they got to the league, they would be light years ahead of everybody else.
But we're not talking
Everything
about the league. We're talking
everything
about
that they're
college.
teaching in these spreads, they're not learning that in the NFL. They're going into the NFL with the knowledge of not knowing shit.
Yeah, but you know about the spread, and you see a lot of Big 12 schools run the spread. The big spread is almost a great equalizer because you don't have to have the best talent on offense, but you can put up points with it. And wouldn't Miami do better with the spread?
Yeah, but you also got to play to your advantage as a coach. If I put you in the NFL ahead of everybody, you're gonna strive. From day one, you get in there, it's gonna be easier for you to learn the system, showcase your talent, and start getting play time and stuff like that. Longevity for you is gonna be a faster process than it is for the guys that's coming in out of a spread.
But we're not talking about pro football.
Now,
We're talking about
future-wise, listen. The guys that's in the league now, you could use them as a recruiting tool. Hey, look at this guy. Look at that guy. Look at this guy. He came learn under this system. He's thriving. That guy learned under my system. He's thriving. This guy learned under my system. He's thriving. This guy went to that guy who was running a spread. Look at him struggling in the league. I'm trying to sell the league to players. I'm trying to sell the league to recruits. So now, a couple years from now, we got that evidence to show them they're going to come here. They're going to buy in because they see the results.
if Miami's still losing, kids won't come.
Miami's losing now, and kids are coming.
So you keep on bringing about the whole thing about the pro game, but the question is, the spread, like I said, is the best equalizer. So Miami, you would say Miami gets probably pretty good talent down there, right, on offense. Receivers,
Yeah.
quarterbacks, they get pretty good talent. So why wouldn't you want to utilize them in the spread with all that speed?
Like I said, they're running a pro style offense. They're gonna recruit the guys that fit it and buy into it, and that's it. That's it.
I don't.
Anybody that don't want to buy in, as you can see, the transfer portal is bumping right now. The transfer portal is bumping. The transfer portal right now is basically looking you dead in your face and saying, "We're not done yet."
So what do you think Miami be doing in 2 years?
In 2 years,
Yeah.
if Mario continue to recruit at the level that he is, I think this class has the potential to be top 5. If he could do that for another 2 years, I think the roster will flip. The guys will be under the same system, learning the same system, teaching each other the same system. I think we'll start to look a lot better on the field. Games that we're supposed to win, we're going to win. Games that we're, underdogs in, we will compete better, and it'll keep going up from there.
So winning the Coastal wouldn't be an appropriate
Winning the Coastal
win.
won't be a thing next year because the Coastal won't exist. It'll be finishing number 1 or 2 in the ACC to get to the ACC championship. So the Coastal shit, after this season, there's no Coastal. There's no Atlantic. It's just one unit.
So playing Clemson very
or
close would be
Florida
a hope.
State or North Carolina or all those other guys because Clemson ain't going to be there forever.
I know, but it seems like they've been there for the last 5 years, though. So do you think in 2 years Miami plays Clemson closer? And I say close, I mean within 10 points.
Yes, within 2 years, yes.
So you're
Closer.
saying Clemson's going to stay stagnant in what they do, but Miami's going to increase.
It's a certain ceiling that Clemson's going to reach. I think Clemson is at their ceiling.
I think if Clemson get the quarterback, they're right in there.
Some could argue that DJ is not that bad.
I know. I've heard him. I heard that, but I think he is that bad. I don't think he's the answer. I mean, to their offense, I think they have adjusted with him. They run a lot. But if they get a passer back there, I think Clemson's back in there.
Yeah, but that's neither here nor there. That's 2 years down the line.
Could be next year.
That's 2 years. I'm saying for Miami competing wise, that's 2 years down the line. Mario's got to get the recruits. They got to buy into the system, and they got to start, building experience in the system. A lot of the players we have right now, they're unlearning the stuff that they've been taught under Reed Lashley, under Manny Diaz, defense and offense. So it looks terrible. It looks terrible. I would be lying to you to come in and say, "Damn, we got a good offense." No, it looks terrible. The defense shows up, but they have their moments. Blown coverage, big plays.
When they hired,
giving other teams the ball in good field position, it's a recipe for disaster. That's what we've been getting.
When they brought Gaddis in, I thought they was going to try to bring some kind of this Big Ten run heavy offense into Miami, and people say, "Well, Michigan didn't make the playoffs." Yes, they did, but we don't know if Gaddis was calling the plays last year.
He wasn't.
I didn't think
we don't know if he was, or we don't know if he was.
No, he wasn't.
I don't think he was.
Nobody has
proof.
It was confirmed. He wasn't calling plays.
I didn't think so. So when I heard that Gaddis,
so why did they give this guy the award, the Boyles Award?
Because he's the offensive coordinator. He's the one that designed the plays.
There you go. Yep.
Okay, so basically,
let's sorry to cut you off. It's like Manny Diaz is getting nominated this year for the Boyles Award as a defensive coordinator at Penn State when everybody knows that it's the coach that's actually running the defense. Manny just happens to be a figurehead there.
Yep.
So y'all telling me there's facts and proof that Manny Diaz is not calling those plays at Penn State?
I think there's more than enough proof. Look what Michigan did to him, dude. They ran for like 7,000 yards on him, man.
Yeah, but if they ran for 7,000 yards on Manny Diaz, I can believe that Manny's calling plays.
I'm not saying that he's not.
That happened to him calling plays at Miami. So if he go to Michigan, and he's calling plays, and they ran for 700 yards on him. I could believe that he's calling plays at Michigan.
I'm not saying that he's not fully calling plays. I'm just saying that Franklin has a lot to do with what's going on with the defense.
All I'm saying is, if Gaddis wasn't calling plays, and there's no proof to say that he did or he didn't, I'm not going to speak on it as if it's facts. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying it would be hard to believe that a coach like Harbaugh, who is offensive minded, who was an ex-quarterback himself, would just say, and I think he's a micromanager, hey, I'm going to trust somebody to call these plays. I can't believe that. It's hard to believe. Now, you could put somebody as an offensive coordinator and kind of direct them to run your system, sort of like what Lane Kiffin does. I'm pretty sure Mike Leach does that. But I don't think Gaddis was the reason they went to the playoffs last year.
No.
Not at all. So, and this is we'll do. And like,
Hold on, before we go any further, man. Lenoris, appreciate. Thank you for the $100 donation, boss. Appreciate that. Hold on.
I mean, look at Michigan right now. They're basically where they were last year. They haven't skipped a beat. And if they beat Ohio State, they're in a better seat than they were last year, or even the same, more or less, because they beat Ohio State last year. So Michigan hasn't skipped a beat. So I don't put any of what happened with Michigan on Gaddis in any way, shape, or form.
Any of you guys want to take this one?
What?
I'm asking again. Please explain the distinction. A spread offense.
It's a happy term that everybody likes to use because it makes them think like they know what they're talking about with football. Basically, it's an offense that kind of works, and when it works, it works, and when it doesn't, it doesn't. I mean, look at our record the past two seasons with Lashley. We went 8-3 the first year, and then we regressed and went to 7-5. So obviously, or 7-5. So obviously, with whatever you want to call the spread offense, it didn't really work that well down here either because we regressed. So, and then you look at Lashley this year. What is SMU right now? Are they like 5? They're like basically a 500 team, and they just got blown out on national TV last week when Lashley went ballistic on the media guy.
But like I said, I do believe, especially for the Big 12, I think that the spread is a good equalizer. If you can't get all that great talent, you can win with lesser talent. Look at TCU.
If you have somebody that can properly run it, just because you run it doesn't mean you're that good at running it. There's a lot of guys who run it who aren't that good at running it. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, but you still need a good enough coach that knows what the hell he's doing with it.
Now, when you say that, it's funny you say that because I hear people always say, well, Lane Kiffin, he's not a great coach, offensive coordinator, but he won a national title with Bama running the spread. I think
Lane Kiffin is a good offensive coordinator. I don't knock what he's doing at all.
I think he adjusts with his talent. Like you go back last year, what he had with that quarterback that played for Carolina Panthers. He adjusts to what he gets. Now, they didn't really run the spread at all at Ole Miss this year. All they did was run heavy. But I'm just saying, if you have the right coordinator or coach, whoever calling the plays in the spread, you get some productivity out of it. Because, like I said, look at Mike Leach when he did with Texas Tech back in the day. He didn't have really any top-notch talent, and they were beating teams.
Yeah, well, they were. But no. Let's look at it. Were they actually beating teams, or were they just putting up great offense? They were putting up great offense, but when push came to shove, but they never went anywhere as far as playoffs, championships, or anything like that.
They beat the number one Texas team on ABC.
They beat a number one team, and that was their claim to fame.
Yeah.
Other than that, they didn't win any national titles. They were never really in a serious hunt for anything. And again, I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying that it'll only get you so far if the other elements aren't matched up right with it.
What
I
do you
mean,
think?
everything works in continuity. You need a solid mix of everything for it to work. That's why the Alabamas, the Ohio States, the Clemson, these are why these teams are still on top right now, because they figured out how to make it all work together. If you just solely concentrate on just one aspect and ignore the other aspects, you're going to end up as a very one-dimensional team that's not going to go anywhere.
So then Miami has issues all across the board then.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. From coaching to
But-
players right now, it's a mess.
But not just with this year's regime, but since probably Randy Shannon.
Well, yeah, we've had bad coaches since Larry Coker. Larry Coker started off house on fire with Butch's players, and when his mix came in, it went downhill, and it never recovered from there. And unfortunately, the administration never cared enough to put the kind of finances that they're putting into it now to do anything, so we've just made one bad coaching hire after another. And it shows. I mean, Shannon should never have been a head coach. Golden was actually a decent coach. He just couldn't get rid of D'Onofrio. And then you go to Mark Richt, who unfortunately, just went the way it went. And, he had something with him. I don't wish to pick on the guy because, you never want to mess with somebody that has what he has. And so it didn't work. And then we went to Manny, and the rails came off at that point. So this is Mario now trying to fix it. And unfortunately, you have to tear it down completely now. And Mario understands this and hope that we can get it back up to something respectable.
You think he did a great job at Oregon?
I think he did as good a job as he could have coming off of what he went through with FIU. He did win what? He won 2 Pac-12 titles, if I'm correct. Yes, he had the unfortunate mishaps with the Utah thing, and that sucks when somebody's got you figured out like that. But unfortunately, Utah just had him figured out. But yeah, he did well. I mean, what was his record here? 37-13 or something like that.
But
that's not bad.
It's not bad, but is the Pac-12 a strong conference when he was in it?
Well, but that's where he was. I mean, you could say, was it a strong conference? Wherever he was coaching, that's all he could do is coach where he's at, and that's what he did. And he did a lot better than what I guess it could have been. Again, 37-13 isn't a bad record. He recovered from what he went through at FIU, getting his learning curve in, and he built his name up. He got himself known. He was sought after by various schools, and his hometown team came a-calling, so he jumped ship and went for it. And now he's going to try to put everything he can in to try to make us better. I'm not going to sit here and be one of these people that's going to tell you he's absolutely going to change everything. He's absolutely going to make us a winner. I have zero freaking clue if that's going to happen. But I can tell right now with the way he is, his demeanor, his actions, the things that he's doing, he's really trying to put an effort into doing it. And unfortunately, we're just having a bad season right now, so it really looks worse than it is.
You got a lot of faith in him.
It's like T2I said, they committed 10 years. I don't have a choice.
Choice. Either you back him or you don't. You have a choice.
No, I love my team, so I'm going to back them.
Exactly. I love my team. I watch my team. I go watch them every week. I can't stop because they got this guy for 10 years. What I'm going to do? Stop watching them for 10 years? No.
I did.
Well, you're still a fan.
Oh no. That was
still a fan.
I always equate Miami to like you see if you're dating a woman or you're in a marriage, you see the marriage going in a decline, and you go to counseling and it still doesn't work. You have to leave it. That was my relationship with Miami. I left it. I had to. I just had to because I see how y'all get really emotional about the losses and stuff. Not this year, but previous games like Florida State and stuff. I used to be that way, and I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do it.
It's every team everywhere in the country. Every fan base does it. It's not just a Miami thing.
And Miami fans seem a little bit over top.
It's every team in the country. You go anywhere in the country, and everybody has their diehards that love their team, and they all do the same thing. It's nothing different.
Y'all were good for years, like Bama, Ohio State, Clemson, Georgia. I get it. But when you're used to losing, nah. I don't get that.
Who's your NFL team?
Oh, my last NFL team was the Houston Oilers.
Wow.
Big Warren Moon fan.
You just been a sad football fan.
No,
Yeah, I mean, that's
watch
what it sounds like.
I watch it from afar. I don't get emotional about none of these games because I watch it from afar. I don't have any ties to any NBA teams, any NFL teams, any Major League Baseball teams. I don't. I just don't. I just watch from afar. I love SEC football. I watch that every Saturday, but not like I'm rooting for Bama or Ole Miss and them. I like Lane Kiffin. I like Mike Leach, but I don't support Ole Miss and I don't support Mississippi State.
So you have no team affiliation whatsoever?
No. No. I like coaches. I don't like teams. No. Miami was the last team I really liked, and
when did you stop being a Miami fan?
after that Peach Bowl raping under Coker in 04-05 by LSU.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
He's
the
still a fan
decline
till
for
today.
me.
He's still
Right
a
there,
fan.
they bent Miami over. That was it for me. I couldn't take it. That was
All right.
LSU
He's
did it.
still a fan till today. Don't let him
Oh
fool you.
no, I'm not. I'm not.
He's rude.
I told you TTY years ago. I have all that Miami shit stuff, varsity coats, all in like 3 totes in a storage facility. No, I ain't never worn it since. Never. I'm good.
What? Send them all to me then.
All that stuff's just all toted up, man. All gone, packed up.
Send it all to me.
Nah, you don't need that stuff. You don't want to be walking
I
around with
need
Miami
all-
stuff. Y'all 5 and 7 and 5 and 6.
I need all of it. It's tattooed on my arm. I can't hide.
Well, just wear long sleeve shirts.
Nah, it's too hot down here in Florida.
Too hot.
I can't hide my tattoo.
Well,
I can't hide my wristbands. I wear them with pride. Win, lose, or draw. So if
You
you got a whole bunch of Miami stuff stored away, send them all to me.
do you think in your lifetime Miami will ever win a national title?
Yes.
Yes, within the next 10 years, yes.
Will they be winning them like on the
Will-
constant as they did?
Would-
No, but
would-
they'll be in the mix every
Would you bet-
few
would you
years.
Bet your car on that.
Sure, why
I
not?
bet my car- Yeah, I don't even like my
Hell
car.
yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't even like my car. I'll bet it. Hell, you want it? You can come pick it up right now if you want.
Or I've got cars. I don't need any more. But
I'll bet it in the next 10 years. Yeah, we'll win a championship. Like I said, the way Mario's recruiting, if he continue to do so, the evidence is there.
So quarterback wise, are y'all going to go with that young boy next year, or is this going to be an open competition next year?
I think
It's gonna be open cup. If
So-
Tyler comes back, Tyler's starter.
Okay, if Tyler comes back, then the other boy, TTY boy, he leaves. What's his name? Jake.
It's a possibility.
Jake's
It's a
more than likely
possibility that
gone.
he
I
will.
don't see him coming back.
It's a possibility. Right now, to me, it's 50-50. I'd hate to see him go because, you know, I do got a lot of beliefs in him.
I don't.
I think he's had it rough, but I still think he can turn it around.
I think he needs to change his scenery to revitalize himself.
I don't think
I
he's
think-
the type, to just give up like that. But-
Whether Tyler comes back or not, I think we're hitting the portal hard to find a QB that can come in and potentially start.
Now, if he does leave, I'm gonna be like, hey, thank you for your service. I believe in you wherever you go. Good luck.
Yeah, I don't wish him no ill will. I just think he needs a new place to revitalize himself. I think I don't know. I think Mario's seen enough when they started Jacuri against last week. I'm sorry. When they started him last week, just that kind of told me they got no faith in Jake. And then Jake came in and he got strip sacked for a fumble, like almost immediately. And I'm not putting that fully on Jake, but I'm just saying another
I
fumble.
wouldn't say that's really his fault.
I know I'm not saying it's his fault, but the point is another fumble. You know what I mean? It's like the fact that it happened. So
All right. So if you look at Miami's class right now, you got number one corner in the country in Kamani McLean. You got number one offensive tackle in the country in Francis. Those are 2 5-star. You got Jaden Wayne. He's number 7 in his position. Malik Bryant, number 5 in his position. Riley Williams, number 2 in his position. Receiving wise, you got Nathaniel Joseph. He's 19th in his position. So basically, all the guys that we're getting are top-notch guys within the top 100 in the country. Most of them in the top 50.
Yeah, I'm excited about the linebackers, Brian and Aguirre. Those guys look like they're going to be freaking monsters. But, I don't want to toot anybody's horn, but I'm happy that we got them, and hopefully they both stick.
And right now, we got Emory Williams as our quarterback commit. So, Jalen Rashada did decommit and go to Florida, but we still have a quarterback in this class in Emory Williams. Williams, I think he's underrated. I mean, if you check them out at the Elite 11, you'll see, basically, he put on a great performance. Nothing against Jalen Rashada, but he performed way better than he did too.
I don't think Emory comes in and plays next year. And if by chance we're at a point where Emory is playing, then that means we got a problem again. So, and I'm not saying Emory's bad. I'm not knocking the kid. I just, he needs to just come in redshirt for the year, and let's worry about him 2 years from now.
Yeah, but these kids, they're not coming in here a red shirt.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if Emory comes in, you're going to bump him up above Jakari already?
If he comes in here and he learns that system and he's performing better, I don't care who's been here.
Okay. I don't think, again.
If Mario them is preaching competition and 100% open competition, if he comes in here and he outshines Tyler Van Dyke, I will start him over Tyler Van Dyke.
Yeah, well,
you're damn right.
I don't think it's going to happen, but okay.
If we're going to preach that, hey, competition, then put the best guy out there.
We did that this past year. All right, so we did that this past year, right? And I'm not knocking you. I'm just saying we did that this past year. Competition. And what did we see on the open and depth chart? We saw DJ Ivy, Corey Flagg, and Wayman Steed starting on defense.
Yeah, but
really?
But who's to say they didn't beat out everybody else in practice?
Apparently.
Okay. So
I'm not knocking it, but
they beat out the competition, so they're on the field. They might not be that great. The competition might not be that great.
Well,
but that's what we got to fix.
Bad look.
That's what we got to fix in the future.
Again, don't knock on Emory. I mean, everything that I've seen on him, he looks like he's real good, but I think he should redshirt next year. Like I thought Jakari should have redshirted this year, but they needed him, so he had to get out there and do his thing. So,
what's up, everybody?
What's up?
We're gonna take a quick look at the targets for Miami. So I'm not looking at the ones that we didn't get. Okay, so this kid here, Nicole, I think
Nicholas Harbor.
I think he wants to be a track star, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, apparently he's got like possible Olympic aspirations. He's like really that good at track and field. And from my understanding, he's looking for a monster NIL deal. And I mean, he wants like something humongous. And I think is pretty much out of the picture with that one.
No, because I've seen, I think hold on, what it was. Yeah, I've seen his South Carolina, Georgia, Maryland, Michigan, and LSU. Honestly, I see him going to LSU. Especially if you want to be a track star. Track stars, LSU is known for that.
Yeah, they got a good track program, absolutely.
So I could see him possibly going to
Miami
LSU.
isn't?
No, they do, but LSU is they put out some monsters.
LSU is Olympic. It's pretty much where you want to go if you want to go for Olympics, basically.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying they're just saying that Nicholas really is that good, and again, like I said, the things that I've heard is that he's looking for just serious money on the NIL front.
We'll chase that back then.
Samuel here, I think he's a Miami guy, but he recently did a visit to the Florida Gators. I think that was just something to do, to be honest.
Talking about Samson?
Yeah, I think Samson, they were saying it was a Miami, Ohio State, but I don't even see Ohio State anymore.
I have no idea what to think with him anymore. I hope to God we get him, but I don't know. I really
I
don't.
think we're going to end up getting them.
Be nice.
I think we're
Yeah, we
still
need
the
some help
leader
anyway.
in that department.
Yeah, we do.
Damian Wilson, I think they were saying that we lost a lot of grounds with him, but we're still in the mix. Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama, Miami, and Texas. I think they're saying
Texas,
he's
oh
more
boy.
of a Georgia guy from what I've been hearing. So he might end up being at Georgia. Brandon Ennis, I don't think we're flipping him.
No, didn't he come out and say something along the lines of, started ragging us after the FSU loss or something like that? Well, I shouldn't say ragging us, but he made some tweets pertaining to.
He definitely clowned us. He definitely did. He said there was Cardinal Tate tweeted about, do you see what's going on? Basically, when we was getting beat by Florida State, he was like, yeah, the pregame show was fun to watch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like I said, I knew it was something. So, yeah, I don't see Brandon Ennis coming here.
Laughing emojis. And then I guess the Ohio State fans was getting kind of antsy about, him possibly flipping to Miami and all that stuff because a lot of that talk was going on. And then he reassured them that he's not going nowhere. So I think we can leave Brandon Ennis alone. I think we can also leave Hakeem Williams alone, too, who's committed to Florida State. Brock Glenn just committed to Florida State, and Hakeem here could throw a party for him or whatever.
Yeah, they just had that issue with the quarterback that they got rid of because of the rap video thing, and then they got somebody to flip and come to them, right?
No, that's Florida.
Florida State.
Yeah, Florida lost quarterback Marcus Stokes. He was in the car singing a rap song. That was Florida. I thought it was Florida State. Yeah, my bad. So Florida ended up, since Jaden Rashada flipped from Miami to Florida, they end up kicking him out of the class now. So they pulled his scholarship for the incident.
Right. Okay. I thought it was Florida State. I apologize. My bad.
Samuel Mpimba. I think it's a fight between Miami and Georgia. I think Georgia's going to get him.
Yep.
But I wouldn't be surprised if he come to Miami. Jaden Wayne, we got those guys. Ruben Bain. I think it's a Miami-Auburn fight.
I think it depends on who Auburn gets as their head coach. I know that the talk heavily right now is on Lane Kiffin. And like I keep hearing Deion's name come up, but now I'm hearing Deion going west to like Arizona or Arizona State or something like that.
The biggest talk on Deion Sanders right now is Deion Sanders going to USF.
I heard that too, but I also heard him going out west. So I'm just saying there was different things that were going on out there.
A lot of reporters are doing what they did with Lane Kiffin and Auburn. They're already linking Deion Sanders to South Florida. They're already talking about it as if he's already accepted it.
Right, understand. So I can't see, man. If we lose Ruben Bain, dude, wow. I mean, this is a legacy kid, man. We got to keep him home.
Yeah, we can't end up letting this be like another Earl Little.
His nickname is Hurricane Bain. I mean, come on, man.
Well, shit. That's the issue.
I think it slowed down on the. Huh?
I said that's the issue as of late. All these local folks have been going out of state for college.
Well, that's been happening for a long time. That always happens. You're not going to keep everybody. It is, but you're not going to keep everybody.
I think we're trying to flip him from Florida. I think that kind of slowed down a little bit, but we'll see. It'll work out. This guy I haven't heard much about. He's a defensive lineman committed to South Carolina, so I might take a look into him. Damari Brown. I think it's us in Florida State fight. I think Florida's still in the mix somewhere, but I think we get him. I think we land Damari Brown, and I think this guy here too. He's on flip watch too for Miami. So we'll see. Give me a second. My mom's calling me.
Tell her I said hi. No, I'm just playing.
Damn. How's everybody's Thanksgiving?
I'm still full.
Shit, me too.
I'm still full, man. I ate so much food yesterday. I slept for
Me
like
too.
13
I even
hours.
skipped dinner. I ate so much. I was like, man, I can't do this no more.
Okay.
I'm full.
All right. So my mom just bought my kids a TV. Good job.
How was your Thanksgiving?
It's all right. I didn't really partake this time around. I got a cold. I can't taste nothing. So
We'll feel better soon, man.
yeah. Let me see who else. Mark Fletcher. Now there is a crystal ball in for Florida, but I think it's between Miami and Florida for him.
You know, sorry, go ahead. I apologize. Go ahead.
Yeah, he decommitted from Ohio State, and yeah, I think he's a package deal with Damari Brown. They already talking as if it is like that, but if that's the
Wait,
case,
from
then
the
I can
same school?
definitely see Miami because I know Damari Brown doesn't even have the Gators mentioned. The team that they got in common is Miami, but apparently
Is it from the same
Florida's
school?
going after him heavy too.
I think that when Fletcher first decommitted from Ohio State, the big talk was that it was going to be an immediate flip to Florida, and then it didn't happen. And I don't want to sit here and say, well, that means he's coming to Miami. I have no idea, but I think the longer this plays out, the better our chances are. Now, whether he actually comes here or not, obviously, like I just said, I don't know. But the longer it plays out, I'm liking the possibility of him coming here. So let's see how that plays out.
Yeah, I think this guy
From the
too,
same school,
Clark.
though, right?
I think this linebacker Clark, that might come down to the end. I think Miami's probably going to try to flip him too. But we'll see. Who else is there? All right, high choices.
Hold up. Somebody has something in here. Butch is way better than Saban as an HC. No. I'm sorry. No. Stop that. He's not. Just forget it. No. No. Stop it.
Oh, man.
You don't like Saban. I get it. Fine. You don't have to like Saban, but no. That's just not happening.
Yeah, this guy's another name to look out for. Tayshawn Lyons,
Well, Nick
he's a wide
Saban?
receiver from California. Miami's been on his trail lately, so we'll see if we can get him. I think it's Miami and Washington are warm right now. They got him, so we'll see if we can get him. It'll be a huge get at wide receiver position. The guy's a speedster. Christopher Johnson, too, is another running back that's on Miami's list. I think it's down to us and Ole Miss. So
Yeah, the Christopher
I think
Johnson
we're
talk
favored.
is heating up.
Yeah, I think we're more favored with him.
I could see that happening.
Who else is on there? Edwin.
Edwin?
Said that we're cool with him, but we was trending with him like a week ago, so I'm not sure what the deal is. But we might end up getting another one too, Joshua. We try to flip him from North Carolina. I've played his tape on here live before. Dude is a beast on the defensive line. Definitely underrated at 3-star.
Yeah, but North Carolina, they're good at locking up D linemen.
Yeah, they are.
I know we're still going after Jordan Hill. Might be a lost cause, but we're still going after him. Daniel Harris, we're still going after him also. Plus, the other guy that decommitted from Texas A&M, I forgot his name. He's another Harris. So we might be trying to go after him in the transfer portal. A lot of guys should be transferring from Texas A&M. They should be transferring from Texas A&M and Auburn and all those other schools too. So might be some good gets out there. and it's good to get those guys when they decommit or when they transfer, because you know it's a coaching change and all that kind of stuff that's going on. It's best to get the guys that jump shift when it's a coaching change.
Well, Mario's going to go ballistic in the portal this offseason. I mean, it's going to I know we've already talked about it, and it sounds like we're just repeating and beating a dead horse, but he is definitely going to bring in a ton of different players. And this roster, as opposed to last year when we talked about it, that the roster is going to look different. This coming season, the roster will look completely different than what it looks like right now.
Let me see. Oh, man. So basically in the chat, I had asked you guys a question. Well, Mike Williams, I'm not Mike Williams. William, thank you for the $2 sticker. Appreciate that, boss. Let me go ahead and I think you're a Florida State fan, if I'm not mistaken. But appreciate the appreciate that.
Poppin' shit, you would think I went to school for chiropractic.
One more time for the people in the back.
Poppin' shit, you would think I went to school for chiropractic.
What?
Yeah, appreciate the $2 donation. All right. Oh yeah, in the chat, I asked you guys basically who would win between Pitt and Miami. As of right now, after 266 vote, it's down the line 50-50, 50% each. So for everybody that voted, it's just got two more votes, and it's still 50-50. So yeah, you guys can get your votes in. It's still 50-50.
I mean, is Tyler playing? They keep saying that he might be ready, might not be ready. Is Tyler going to play? Is his shoulder ready or what? I mean, I can't pick Miami if they're going to put Jakari or Jake Garcia out there. I can't.
I'm picking them either way.
Appreciate everybody for hitting the like button. We got 100 likes in there. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm still waiting to see if the votes on whether it's Miami or it's Pitt. If it's changed from 50-50, then I'll let you guys know. But it's 50-50 right now.
Right now, I'm picking Pitt until I know who starting quarterback is.
Well, don't vote.
Taking the Canes.
I want to go into this weekend with a little bit of hope.
I'm not going to lie to you. I did. I just closed the poll. I didn't even do it. I didn't bother with it. So I didn't want to do that to your analytics.
Yeah, but it's 50-50. Yeah, but that's pretty much it for Miami. So,
wait, hold on. I got it. Let me hold on. This dude, he's just obsessed with trying to rag on him. Saban has won more national titles than anybody in college football. That's why he's better than Butch. So just stop already. Stop. What?
Butch?
Because he quit the Dolphins after a year and a half? So what? Alabama unloaded a dump truck of money in his lap. Of course he's going to leave and go back. Look what he did at Alabama since then. He set a precedent of college football excellence that nobody is ever going to touch. And you're sitting here saying, stop it. Ugh. Freaking nonsense, dude. I mean, you don't like Saban. I get it. You do not like Nick Saban. Fine. You can hate Nick Saban all you want. He's the greatest college football coach ever.
That's like
period.
That's like me saying Tom Brady is just an average quarterback.
He's just an average. Yeah, Bill Belichick sucks. Belichick is terrible. God, the guy sucks. He blew up a football with air. Oh, shut up. Fuck, man. I'm sorry. I apologize, Black Raider, Kane, whatever your name is. I don't mean to rag on you. You can talk about whatever you want, but you're wrong. But you can talk about whatever you want.
I don't even think that's even a debate to be had.
Oh God! And then the other one's helping him out. Just enough. I'm sorry. Okay, back to normalcy. Let's go back.
Well, since I asked Twitter, I guess I'll ask you guys this same question. Let me get this off the screen real quick.
What is that?
The question is Tallahassee or Gainesville?
Tallahassee? Maybe Gainesville.
I've been to Gate. Look, my brother went to Florida years back in the mid to late 90s. So I've been up there, and I partied up there. Dude, Florida is a banging school as far as parties go, man. It's not bad. I mean, I know y'all don't like it because it's Florida, but man, I had a lot of fun up there, man. Just saying.
No, but the question is, where would you see this trailer? Would it be in Tallahassee or would it be in Gainesville?
Oh, that's freaking gangster, bro. That's Tallahassee. That's Tallahassee.
Y'all let me know in the chat. Where would you guys find this trailer? Would you find it in Tallahassee or would you find it in Gainesville?
Yeah, that's Tallahassee condos.
I'd say either or.
You definitely got a lot of space to park your vehicle.
That's ingenuity, though, man. To be able to build that, you gotta have half a brain in your head to do that.
Oh man, not one AC, but 2 AC units.
There's probably one on the other side too.
At least when it floods, you don't have to worry.
It's true. You ain't lying.
Instead of for the car being destroyed.
Somebody say, "How about both?" That's definite. So Stunner Boy said that's definitely Tallahassee.
So what's the answer?
It's
Does it
neither
even
one
say?
of them. It's neither one of them. I just found the picture and I decided that.
Man,
I just wanted to give Florida and Florida State fans hell.
that's Tallahassee. That's parked right outside of Bill Campbell, so you don't have to pay for tickets to go inside.
That's funny right there.
See, I would say that could be old school Orange Bowl. Dude parked on the open U part and just put it up there, and he was like, "Yo, now I got free seats." You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Wow, seriously? Have you guys seen the Squid Games?
The what?
Squid Game.
Isn't that thing where they wear the masks and they do the fake killing people stuff or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I haven't.
Oh man, when you get a chance, watch that show. You'll like it.
Oh, I've tried actually. I saw some. It's not my thing. I guess I'm too old now.
So apparently the old guy is being he's been indicted on sexual conduct charges.
Not surprising.
That's tough. This dude is 78 years old.
Remember the dude that did Sham Wow? Remember that thing, Sham Wow? Know what I'm talking about?
Whoa.
He got indicted for beating up a prostitute.
Man, leave it up to Twitter. That turkey looks like it's been through something.
Let me see that again. Go back down. Oh, that's just wrong.
What they saying?
What is it?
The lack of seasoning is
That
criminal.
That was a bad turkey that was meant to look like something else, and I'm not going to say what it was.
oh.
And then they're clowning her for not seasoning her turkey.
That's not even cooked. Look at it. That thing's raw, dude.
Man.
Who's it? Oh, snap. That's funny. Oh, snap. Somebody edited the fighter out of the picture. Yo, that's good work, whoever did that. Oh, snap. What? Okay, that's really funny, man.
Man, that whatever program he's running to do this, I need
Yeah, that's tight work right there.
it. I need it.
You can do that in some Miami games.
Man,
What do you mean pass interference? There was nobody even near him. Look.
Ooh. I like it. I like it. Nice.
Where's her arms? Oh, they're behind her. Okay.
It's not Photoshop, bird.
I was gonna say, and then I saw that the thing was behind her. I was like, all right, she's good.
Yeah, Keyshawn Washington.
Yeah, he just hit it this morning, or was it last night? Something like that.
Last night.
Yeah.
More Elon. I ain't got time for that.
Tesla's stock is just dying, dude. Terrible.
Don't
You know
sell.
what I was
Buy
thinking?
Tesla. When he dropped the trucks, the electric trucks, some Tesla stocks about to fly up.
Well, let's hope so, because I'm just sitting there waiting right now. I mean, I bought some now that everything's dropping. I'm just sitting on it, but it's as low as it's been in forever. Like, what, this time last year, Tesla was over $1,000 a share. Now, when I just checked it yesterday, it was like 172, 173. So if you got money to put into it and you're willing to sit, put money in and sit and just wait.
We can get Fletcher. We're not flipping Ennis.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, Kevin, we'll get Fletcher. We could get Fletcher, but we're not flipping Ennis. Ennis is gone.
That is correct. Oh, Tesla's at 183 right now. That's still low as hell.
I got a question for you guys. So
What?
I was thinking yesterday to myself, I was like, say the Alabama job becomes available, right? Do you think Mario says fuck it and leaves?
No, Dabo will get taken first.
All right.
Yeah, Mario's not going in.
Mario's locked in 10 years. He would have to give up a lot of money to take it, not to say, and he would have to prove, you would have to put a real solid winning record behind him for a few years in order to get it. I think Dabo at this point has the resume necessary to walk right in and take it.
If Mario is winning at Miami, he's not going nowhere. He's not going nowhere. He's not going to leave Miami, his hometown, where he played, where he lived, and he's won championship as player and coach. He wouldn't be able to leave.
That's hard. Yeah, that's hard. He becomes, more or less the Nick Saban down here.
Yeah, because I don't hurt.
If Mario wins the championship at Miami, he will be legendary.
Yeah, but we got to get there first. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. We're on the verge of going 5-7 right now. It's a long way up from there. Why am I listening to elevator music?
Sebastian decided he write a letter to say thank you on Thanksgiving, I guess.
Hope he stays myself, though.
Are these guys still trying to rip on Saban? What? Stop. Let it go.
My favorite Thanksgiving side dish is gator meat with a tacker.
Oh, damn.
My wife said the same thing. Jimbo Fisher. Damn.
He should be saying his favorite side dish is buyout. That's what he should be saying.
I don't think you got it, Bergie. I don't think you got it, Bergie. One of the Gator players smashed Jimbo's wife.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying though that, considering Taggart got $20 million to leave Florida State, that should be his favorite thing.
What's the real reason why he left FSU?
Didn't he?
Because they paid him $20 million.
Didn't he beat Florida his only year?
Honestly, I don't remember. I just know he was terrible there. Florida had enough, and they said, take the money, goodbye. And he took the money and left.
Damn.
What was Willie Taggart's record against Florida?
I don't remember. You'd have to look it up.
Somebody let me know in the chat.
Pull it. Let me get to my computer real quick. I'll pull it up. Let's see. How many seasons was he there for? Hold on. Let me get on.
1.5.
Yeah, no, he was there for like 3 years, I thought. Something like that. No, he wasn't, as a matter of fact. He was there a short time, right? Hold on. I'll get it.
Yeah, he was there 1.5.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm firing him after I think Miami beat him.
Yeah, we beat him the first year, 27-10, and then the next year we beat him. No. The first year we beat him by a point. 28.
He was coached there in 2018 and 2019. He was 5-7 his first year, and then he went 4-5, and I guess he got fired mid-season or towards the end of the season in his second year. As far as
I think is next to leave. Do you think we lose Jake Garcia? Jake Garcia to me is a 50-50. We could. We could, and he could possibly stay and compete.
I think the next person out that's going to go public is Keyshawn Smith. I think
by
he's,
by the end of the day, you'll get another decommit. Not decommit, another transfer. By the end of today. Can't say who, but you'll definitely hear by the end of today. And you'll definitely hear a lot of transfers after the Pitt game, which is tomorrow. That's when the floodgates are going to be open.
Damn. Like how many?
Yeah, that I believe. After tomorrow, it's going to get freaking ugly.
How many leave?
A lot. I could see it being somewhere in the 30s total. And I'm not even talking about the guys graduating. I'm just talking about everybody other than people graduating. I can see it high 20s or mid 30s. So you're talking like a changeover of like 40 plus.
Well, I mean, if it happens, it happens.
I really think it will. I mean, I could be wrong, and I don't want to like sit there and tell you that I know for sure. I don't know for sure, but I can absolutely see it happening.
Well, when some of these kids aren't what Mario's looking for, shit, I can see it too.
It's just the way he how do I want to put this? His demeanor over the course of the past 6-7 weeks kind of really screams, yeah, we got issues, and he just knows that where he's going with this as far as let's get to the end of the season and we're blowing this up.
Yep.
Man, I can't wait till 12 o'clock. I don't know what that is. When she gets a little too carried away and forgot you need to breathe.
Hell no.
Wow.
I looked in the other pieces.
Florida State, this is a big day for us. Man, if Florida State lose this game today,
Man, I want to laugh at them.
I don't think they're losing.
I don't think they is either. But if they do, man,
I'm gonna laugh at them.
all the Florida State is back conversation gonna die.
Yep.
They gonna disappear.
I think Florida State's better than that. They've really been on a roll these past few seasons. I mean, past few games, man. They've just they've really turned it on. So I don't see them losing. Their offense
Still
is
don't scare
clicking
me though.
big time. They what?
Still not scared of them.
You don't have to be scared of them, but we still lost 45-3.
Yeah,
I mean,
I guess so. But at the same
make
time,
it
I
full.
still don't see them scary.
Hey, T2Y, going back to what you were talking about with Taggart. In his first season, he lost to Florida 41-14. That was at Doak Campbell. Let me get 2019 up.
They lost 40-17, but he wasn't coaching that one.
Okay, right. So, so his lone game against them was 41-14. He lost. That was the last game of the season, 2018.
Miami women's basketball, they play today. They play at 3. North Carolina A&T. Our women's basketball is doing pretty well. Our men's basketball is doing pretty well too. Florida State in the gutters. In Florida, they are.
I haven't really been following basketball as much. Did you hear what
win a
Sheila?
title for basketball?
Men's or women's?
What the hell is this?
Or either or.
Oh, he's saving a wolf.
Men, I don't know. Larinaga seems to be good enough to get them so far, and then they they fade out. I think, what was it last year? Did we make the Sweet 16, if I'm correct?
Yeah.
Did we make the Sweet 16 last year? Yeah. So, I want to say yeah, but I don't think so. I don't think Larranaga is good enough to get us over the hump.
So this guy's going through all this to save a wolf. You better hope he don't bite you when you let him go.
You know how strong a wolf's bite is compared to a regular dog, man. Dude, a gray wolf has like over 1,300 pounds of pressure in his bite, as opposed to like a pit bull, who we think is like the scariest dog, who's only got like about 500 or 600 pounds of pressure. That's crazy difference, dude.
Still hurts though too.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it won't hurt. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying, a gray wolf, they go after like freaking moose and stuff like that, man.
Turn them up within seconds.
I think Miami should wear the black jerseys tomorrow night.
No.
Nah,
Absolutely not. And I'll be honest with you, I think that's the last thing on Mario's mind. You really want to wear those things tomorrow night, have all the prima donnas and divas that are still on the team going, "Ooh, look at our shirt," ooh, and have all that crap and then get waxed again?
Let them wear
Remember last time we wore the night jerseys, we got beat up by Carolina?
The jerseys don't make the players.
The jerseys don't make the team, but it's just, it becomes a running joke after a while. Oh, Miami's wearing black, they're getting killed. So I don't need that.
What did you really just get beat up in front of your girlfriend? That's tough.
I didn't see it. What happened?
Dude was punching that dude so hard that he actually spin.
Why were they fighting?
Okay, I'm checking.
Hold on, let me run it back. Okay, so walking by, he bumped into him. They barely bumped into each other. Then they had words. Then he pushed him. Then he socked him.
Damn.
Then he swung so hard that he missed and fell.
But I wouldn't say anybody really got their ass kicked. They just swung on each other, and then he got right back up. So,
He's being choked out right now.
Why is he saying Dolphins don't deserve Tua? Why? They're doing great with him. They got they got the best freaking wide receiver combination in the NFL, and Tua's hitting them like it's out of style. What are you talking about? Dolphins are a monster right now.
Yeah, Dolphins.
Love me some Miami Dolphins. I'm not going to say that, but I'm happy with where it's going. It's nice.
Though, man.
Of course they're saying it, but it's just nice to see that.
Okay. So he went back over there and got knocked out this time.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
Yep, should have left it alone, my guy.
All right.
He got it. Oh, here go Gaddis. What is he talking about?
Do you think all the kids that are leaving are Manny kids? Yes, the majority of the kids all the kids that are leaving are Manny kids. There's no freshmen that have left yet, so they're all Manny kids. Oh, Henry's here. Say hi to Henry, T2Y.
Oh man, let me see. The green guy up early this morning, stressed about. See, that's Henry. See, that's Henry's problem. We don't even play today. We
just walked in and already started throwing shit around.
Worry about them baby lizard whooping the brakes off y'all today.
God, that's so funny.
If Florida beat Florida State today, Henry Lee, I'm gonna dedicate that video to you.
Nah, I'm a ride with Henry today. I got Florida State all the way, so I'm on Henry's train today.
State lose to Florida today, Henry Lee, my next video will be dedicated to you.
You know who I haven't seen in a while? Where's Jacardius, or whatever his name was?
Man, Jacardius is stalking me on Twitter.
Oh, is he? Oh.
Block him on Twitter. The Gators hyped today. They hyped today.
Oh,
my thing is, I don't know why they got Shaq though, because Shaq went to LSU and Shaq hated the Gators. So I don't know why they would even do that.
You saw what Shaq said about the WNBA and how you make the game better? He said, "Why don't you all just lower the rim so the women can dunk?" And I'll be honest with you, he ain't wrong.
I'm gonna be 100% with you. If they want the WNBA to be better, let the women play in bikini and panties.
No, stop it! Come on, man. Be for real.
And
Stop.
make sure it's not studs.
Let me guess, you're a big fan of the Lingerie Football League, right?
No, I can't take that serious. I don't want to see a bunch of women beating on each other.
No, let's still see a girl
They
getting
running,
freaking laid out like
up and
that.
down. They're running up and down the court, bouncing the ball, booty cheeks bouncing everywhere. You know,
Come on, no, that's wrong, man.
Cheeks bouncing up and down and everything. I'll watch it.
Man, it's some fine girls in the WNBA like Skylar Diggins. That's my
Yeah, but
favorite.
there's also a lot of ones that I don't want to see in no bikini and panties, like Brittany Gaynor or whatever her name is.
You ain't gonna see Brittany. She's in prison.
I'm
Yeah, she was
just saying,
coming
even
up
if
for a
she
while.
wasn't, I don't want to see that.
I know. I
See that?
understand what you're saying. She ain't. She's screwed though, man. That girl ain't getting out. They're making an example of her ass, man. I feel bad for her, but she knew what she did, and she did it. So
Don't do the crimes, you can't do the time,
yeah,
boss.
don't sit there. You know, I understand you like smoking weed or whatever you smoke, your CBDs or whatever. But if you're in another country, you need to put it down.
Stay off the weed.
Lenore says Florida 27, Florida State 17. I can see it
That's a nice
happening.
score. That's a nice score.
And then you got Williams says FSU 44, Florida 17. I can see that happening too.
I see Florida State putting points up. Like I said before, their offense is rolling right now, so I can see them putting a lot of points up. It's whether they can keep Florida from scoring.
London says, "Can you see this chat?" London, yes, we can see this chat.
Seminoles are rolling right now.
They are, man, for real. They freaking put it in another gear, man. Jeez.
Florida State, I'm here to tell you right now, you're not back. You ain't gonna be back. You're out your mind. You only won 8 games. You could possibly win 9 today, and if you're not gonna win your bowl game because you're gonna play somebody good.
45-3 was in Mirage. It didn't really happen.
You'll be 9-4 at the end of the season. You're not back. Stop saying you're back. You ain't.
All right.
Stop the cap right now.
If you lose to Florida today, 8 wins is all you're getting this season.
All right.
Guess what? Manny Diaz did that.
Exactly.
Oh man, that's tough right there.
That's tough.
Somebody switch y'all colors. Somebody switch the Florida Gators and the Seminoles colors.
Oh, the colors. Yeah, I saw that. That's funny.
Oh, snap.
Man, Lenore says Florida 52, Florida State 10.
I like that too.
My God.
It ain't gonna
That would
happen.
be lovely.
Yeah, that's Mr. 1713 talking, so I'm going to have to say no on that one.
You said we need transfer portal players. Well, we're gonna have to wait till they get in the portal to see what's in there first.
Yep, that's for sure. All right, look, man, it's a beautiful day outside. I appreciate talking to y'all, but I do got some stuff to do, so I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Y'all be good.
All right, bro.
Yeah.
Later on.
Same to you.
Man, that's tough right there, miss.
I like that receiver they was talking about we supposed to be looking at in the transfer portal. He like 6'6", 190.
Yeah, you talking about Armstrong.
Armstrong, yeah.
Andrew Armstrong. He's a JUCO kid.
Mm.
All right.
They
Been on for 3 hours now, so I'm gonna call it a day. College football today, man, 12 o'clock. A lot of games on. Rivalry week. A lot of games on tomorrow. Florida State versus Florida tonight at 7:30. I'm gonna stream during that game. I'm gonna do a watch party. We can watch that shit together.
All right, we're gonna see
that
you.
game will be on ABC tonight at 7:30. So I'll do a stream tonight at 7:30. I'm finna go get me
Alright,
some
see you tonight,
breakfast. Well, brunch now, and I'll catch you guys later. Go Canes.
All right, bro. Go Kings.
All right. Go Canes.
Yes.